All right, I want to have this conversation: gaslighting lineage pride with American exceptionalism. I want to have this conversation because anytime, or really anytime, I'm going to tell a little story about this. Anytime FBA, Foundational Black Americans, Black American Foundation, Black American, there's no difference. Anytime we express any type of pride in our lineage, it gets gaslit, and it gets told that it is quote unquote American exceptionalism, that we believe that we're the center of the world, and we believe that we're the only people that matter, and all this and all of that, and we believe all of this crazy stuff, right? Recently there was, I don't know how this even started, really, for real, but there was a lot of black folk from the UK who was using this term American exceptionalism, which is very interesting that black people in the UK really have an issue because, truth be told, we do not talk about them. We don't really think about them, and I'm not even trying to really go there and like throw no shots unwarranted, but truth be told, they're just really not on our radar like that. And it seems like they're trying to jump onto the bandwagon of dogpiling Black Americans, FBA, with the whole uneducated thing, with, I mean, everything. Anytime we have an issue with anything, we see that the diaspora dogpiles, okay? When we had an issue with Juneteenth, everybody in the diaspora sent a call, okay? Sorry about that. When it was Juneteenth, when it was the Essence Fest, you saw everybody dogpiling us about the Essence Fest. When it was Tyler, everybody was dogpiling us about Tyler. When in anything we say, even when the whole thing with Black Scottish people, nobody was even arguing, and they found a way to dogpile against Black Americans when it comes to the diaspora. And when I said the diaspora, I'm sorry. I'm having a very annoying person blow me up right now. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. I have stalkers, y'all. I have stalkers, and I've been dealing with this for years. I need help. Y'all, I need help. Anyway, I'm gonna get to the room. I'm gonna get to the room. Okay. Um, because I don't know how much longer this is gonna keep up, and clearly I got some stuff to deal with. So it's you're gaslighting, because what we're not trying to do is we're not trying to shame anybody. We're not trying to put nobody down. We're not belittling anybody. But the fact that we have pride and we're not sharing that with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And people are gaslighting that and making it seem like that's a negative thing. They only do that with
Try to
us,
put on do not
okay? They
disturb, brother. My bad. Try to put on do not
You
disturb. They're
said
gonna
what?
keep doing it.
I
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's people that do stuff like that. It's weird. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, like they watching. So there's 109 people in the room. I'm gonna set the decorum while Afro changes his settings on the phone. So when you come in and Afro Elite allows you on the panel, immediately go on mute. When directed to speak, please lead with your race and ethnicity first, right? And if you're over 18, hi Lynette.
BX, can you
Um,
just set the room, and I'm gonna just
yeah,
go on?
I got it. I got it. I was doing it. I was doing it. I want to
Okay,
start
thank
over because Afro, I think race is having people confused, and maybe we should just ask for their ethnic group, right? Because the Afro
you. I
Latina
feel like,
should
yeah,
not
'cause
think.
that takes
Uh-huh.
a.
What do you
I
think?
I agree. That takes a little bit of time, and if we can see them, we can know what Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so when you're allowed to come on the panel, immediately go on mute. When you come off of your mic when directed to speak, please lead with your ethnic group. If you're over 18 and you don't have to state your pronouns unless you want to, but the pronouns isn't a requirement. Please keep it TikTok friendly language. And if you look up by Afro Elite's name, there's an orange heart. Click that heart and complete the daily mission. Don't forget to claim your points after you complete each thing requirement that it asks you for, right? And that helps keep him up in the algorithm and in the rankings, and that adds to your score and your fan level, and they unlock pretty cool perks. Now, I want to go back to this ethnicity thing because last week we had an issue. An Afro-Latina or Latino is not a Black American. So I'm not denying that they have some what we would call Black, but their Black is African descent. It's not Black American who went through an ethnogenesis. So if you're speaking on your ethnic group and you're trying to include us in it by saying we, us, our, I'm going to stop you because a Black American is raised differently, cultured differently, and proximity does not mean same. Okay? So I don't want to have that, again, Afro doesn't like or doesn't want his platform to be overrun, and I can't have nobody calling me a B and I don't, go back at them. So for that, to those who really enjoy the platform and the conversation, to you, I apologize. But to all you distractors, y'all do that on purpose, and I'm going to ask you not to today. And I'm going to land there, but Afro is still on pause. So that's all. And it'll be a better conversation if we're all honest, because everybody's voice is welcome here as long as you're respectful. Yeah. Thank y'all for gifting. Y'all, please don't forget to gift the host for his time and his platform. Thank you, Alfonso. Thank you, Terry. I see you. Hey, Nine. Marshall, what happened to you? I was all up there talking and the live went down. Everybody was like, what happened? I was like, he probably was driving through the mountains.
Yeah, my phone died. I apologize. I was definitely in the mountains, but then my phone died. It was a lot. I meant to message you too. I apologize.
It's okay. So while we
Yeah.
have your attention and we wait for Afro, we hear that they're calling for a boycott of hair care products, and they're asking y'all to replace them with Black owned. The last Black owned business movement we had was co-opted by the Afro descendant immigrants, right? So when we say Black owned, we do mean Black American. So can y'all do your due diligence and see who you're buying from? And we also have YT people, because y'all always say we don't address them. When we have these Black owned movements and support type of programs for us, YT people come in cosplaying as us. You get it? On Instagram, we encountered that during the first wave of support Black owned businesses. So please be mindful who you're supporting. Also, to my parents who buy Black American or melanated, let me say melanated, because this covers everybody. When you cover melanated books for your children and you want them to understand about their kinky coily hair being just as pretty as somebody with, what society tells us should be the standard, there are YT people writing those books too, y'all. Y'all got to do your due diligence. And the only reason why I know this is because I am an author, and some things do come out and, to my knowledge first. So I have to tell you, my people, you have to research everybody. So I don't know, Marshall, you got anything to say about the boycott? Tell us about your endeavor.
Yeah, so definitely in regards to the boycott, this is something that's still going on. Like I said, I'm the one that showed the 3 African shops that was closed, and I put it on video. Not closed, but it was extremely empty. And not that I was looking for it. I was actually just on my way to get food. And I saw it empty, and I said, I'm going to take a video because we got a lot of people online saying that, oh, it's just online, not understanding that online trickles to real life. Right. Online is definitely, people don't understand. The online is the subconscious mind of what people, the subconscious mind on steroids. Right. And so these things are happening right now. The nail salons also, because a lot of people say, well, you guys don't have energy for that. Yeah, we have energy for everybody. So the nail salons, I showed the video of the nail salons closed also. Right. And so everybody, the energy is ready to eat for everyone. Then nobody's left behind. The energy is not racist. It see no color. Let's be clear. So it's definitely going on. We're doing Black American owned businesses only. I created a page called Bay Black American Establishment, where I will be showing Black American owned business and Black American owned business only verified. You will see the logo. But I'm gonna land on that, brother. Afro Elite's here. Yeah, brother.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. I literally had to Google how to turn the phone on Do Not Disturb. I got a crazy stalker. I
From
apologize.
Chicago.
No. Thank God. Thank
Okay,
God. No.
okay.
That's what happens, brother, when we hear some brothers
Okay.
like this, man.
I'm
It happens
saying,
like
brother,
that,
oh
brother.
my God. Oh, okay. I did hear about something that's going on with the boycott thing, right? So, uh, what were you
Calling for
saying?
the hair care products, the beauty
Okay,
supply
yeah,
stores
I
to be
saw something about
boycotted.
that there was going to be some type of boycott of non-black hair care products and stuff like that in September, right? So I'm thinking what we should do, especially because TikTok, there's a lot of people who sell hair care stuff on TikTok. We should have a live. We should, get people together and we can network about hair care products that we can network about hair care products that are black owned, FBA owned. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking we can do that.
I have something to say. You see how Brooke has her skincare line and she does everything herself? We have people who do hair care, so we don't have to buy, like, for lack of a better, brand. We don't have to do Carol's daughter if we have self manufacturers. Like, they get in there in that kitchen, they do it themselves, and they package it themselves. So that way, they could be supported too. We just
Hmm.
have to understand those who manufacture and create their own products may take just a little bit longer than a big powerhouse of a company, y'all. They're doing everything themselves and they're doing everything out of pocket, right? So they're incurring all the costs. That's the word, right, guys?
Hmm.
Incurring all the costs. So we can ask those who are of the lineage to contact, and it's Fahi Johnson. She is having a website, but I would like to know her verification process,
Hmm.
because we do have people who could assist her with verifying that we put Black American people on her website, and American Indian, because she's American Indian too.
All right,
I
cool.
land there, Afro.
All right, cool.
Hi,
Okay.
Millie.
Hey, Millie, how you doing?
Hi, Terry.
How y'all doing? Terry, how you doing? How y'all doing? I hope y'all having a good weekend. All right. I wanted to make this space. There's because I just didn't want to give too much acknowledgement to it, but I do want to say that this is something that I want to get ahead of, the term American exceptionalism, which is something that I've been hearing. And anytime we show any bit of pride about our lineage or our history, we get called it gets told that it's American exceptionalism. One of the things that people have been saying is that the Haitian Revolution 1804 is a huge factor, or really some people are going as far as to say it is the reason for our emancipation in America. All right. Which is, in no disrespect to 1804, that's a complete lie. That's untrue. The only thing that they can say is that 1804 happened before 1865. That's the only thing that they can say. But besides that, there's no connection to 1804, or they say Nat Turner is responsible for Nat Turner. There's no connection. You can't connect the dots before, unless you're saying one thing happened before the other thing, so therefore it's connected. That doesn't make sense, and it's not true. And when we say it's not true, it's all y'all don't want to give nobody credit for anything. It's American exceptionalism, and everything we do and have pride in is called American exceptionalism, because at the end of the day, they don't want us to have pride in anything. Truly. Not in our culture, not in our lineage, not in our history. They don't want us to have pride in anything. They don't want us to have pride in knowing who we are, knowing what we've done for the country and then for the world. They don't want us to have pride in that. All right. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about for a little bit. We might change the subject but I want to, excuse me. I just wanted to make sure I got this out the way. But you guys have already been speaking, but I'm sure you got, or I guess we can go down the list, right? Like I said,
Marshall didn't answer the prompt.
yeah, we can go down the list, right? So Marshall,
Peace, divine on us. Thank you for having me on the platform, brother. This is a great topic. I swear, great minds think alike. Because I was literally getting ready to make a video about this either today or tomorrow. American exceptionalism. These are the buzzwords. They always got a buzzword for it. That's one thing. And these are the buzzwords that people like to use to kind of undermine what we have going on. Any kind of pride, like you said, any kind of self-love, determination, dignity, self-respect. It's always a buzzword for them, right? Or you think you better and you guys think you this, right? But when it comes to Yoruba land, right, with the Yorubas and the Igbos trying to undermine the Yorubas, do that mean that the Yorubas is Yoruba exceptionalism because they trying to stop the Igbos from undermining them and getting in positions of power and undermining their culture, things they got going on? Right? Does that mean there's South African exceptionalism when the South Africans trying to stop the Nigerians from putting DRUG into their communities and doing things to undermine them? Is it Ghanaian exceptionalism when the Ghanaians are trying to stop the Igbo from making an empire within the empire and undermine them in their communities? Right? Is it? And I can go down the line. Excuse me. I don't know who's like
yeah,
cutting me
you're
off.
on your mic.
So is it, and I can go throughout the all 54 countries of how they are being undermined. They understand when it comes to their country that the moment they leave and go 10,000 miles away and it applies to us, all of a sudden everybody's Helen Keller. They can't see or hear what's going on. They don't understand all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden it's American exceptionalism. Right. And what that is hatred, jealousy, and vitriol. That's really what it comes down to. We are exceptional people. One thing about us, we're going to go above and beyond. We can't help that. We can't help that we're great. And naturally, we're going to do things to be great. We're going to do things with ease to be great people. That's not, we can't help that part of it. But the fact that people are making it a buzzword as if it's a bad thing. People are making it seem like it's a bad thing. Like you said, we're protecting our lineage and making sure we show when y'all told us we have no culture, custom, and traditions. Hold on. We're going to show you the culture, custom, and traditions, right? When people said we lost, right? We're going to show you how we're found. And matter of fact, we're so found that you guys are following us, everything we do. We are the trendsetters of the world. So if we quote unquote lost, then what that mean about you if you following us? Everything you do. You can go to the most rural area in Africa, they gonna be dressing and looking and talking like us. You'll think they're from New York, Bronx, New York. How much they sound like us, right? And so when it come down to it, what that is again just another buzzword to try to undermine and try to cry at the fact that we are doing things to make sure we are protecting our lineage. Now the new trick bag, I'm gonna tell you the new trick bag. The new trick bag to get views and get likes is I'm gonna be extremely critical of anything the Black Americans do, and I'm gonna make content about it and paint it bad. That is the new content. That's the new trick bag that people are doing nowadays on social media. So it don't matter what we do. I don't care. It don't matter. That's why even when it came down to the Scots, it was nothing but love. We was love. It was having fun, loving, having jokes. It was love. And you see the people hiding in the bushes, acting like TMZ, watching everything that we're doing in the bushes, right? So at the end of the day, and they making content, they having they talking about the issues or the good things or the bad things of what we're doing because we're no longer giving them attention. I want our people to realize that our attention is currency. Our attention, the Black Americans, is currency. So even when we not paying attention to people, they are still watching and like TMZ and watching so they can create content about it because again, they have no ethnic currency or cultural currency. So again, that's why they're mad in the bushes on the sidelines because they want us to give them attention. So I ask my people, do not give them any attention. No longer are the days are we going to be giving any of them. Don't fall for the bait. They're gonna put something nasty and vile out there. They're gonna say you don't know you lost. They're gonna say all these things to get you to run for the bait. And the moment you go for the bait is the moment they get the attention that they need. We see what happened with the Scots. The Scots right now, and I'm gonna land on this. The Scots right now are getting news interviews. People are traveling over there to make videos around them, right? 600 plus 1,000. Somebody said they're ignorant, sound ignorant, but it's a fact. What happens is you don't like what I'm saying, and it's touching your spirit. Because at the end of it, like I was saying, 600 to 1,000,000 views per video. They was all saying, the Scots are saying, we never had this much attention ever in our life. They said we didn't even have a community before y'all came around us. These are the facts. You can look this up. So every time we give people attention, we bring light, we bring fame, we uplift people up. And that's why the people are hotter in the bushes and mad, because that's what they really want. This is what they're really mad about. They want that kind of love and that get togetherness with us, because they understand the power behind what we do. So that's the jealousy behind it. And I'll land on that. I don't want to be too long with it.
This Afro. I would like Bleed to come up when the panel's rotated, but their page is private. Here's my issue. They said after the Haitians migrated here, they contributed greatly to civil rights, along those lines. And here's the thing. I just thought of it too. I know Marcus Garvey from Jamaica. I know of Stokely Carmichael from Trinidad. I know Farrakhan from Trinidad. I don't
I
know
thought
a
Farrakhan was
Haitian outside of W.E.B. Du Bois who was instrumental in much. So here's my issue. If the Haitians were so instrumental in things, maybe Basquiat, was he Haitian, the artist? This is what I'm saying. It's hard to find them. Where's their presence in our civil rights movements? Now, they do fight for their own stuff. That's why they have a Chamber of Commerce, right? A Haitian Chamber of Commerce. There's no Black American Chamber of Commerce. They have a Little Haiti, which means they delineated from us first. They have a Haitian caucus, which means they delineated from the Congressional Black Caucus that was fighting for all Black people, to the point that foundational Black Americans are ignored. So when you say the Haitians contributed to civil rights, they contributed to their civil rights, to advance their civil rights. They didn't advance ours. And I'm going to stand on that. But you're free to come up and have the conversation with us, Blee.
all right. With that being said, let's get you the next speaker. I think we had KSL.
Alfonso was on there, I think.
Alfonso, okay.
Yeah.
Alfonso, you can go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry. What you guys say? Age and what else?
What is your ethnic?
Ethnic group. Ethnic group.
FBA.
Okay.
Yeah, FBA. 18.
You okay? Okay. Not sure what happened. Let's get you KSL. Come on, we don't want to slow the room down now.
Alfonso, you all right? You want to keep going, or?
He pop back up. We ain't gonna kick him. Alfonso, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, connected to my car. That's my fault.
All right. What's on your mind?
No, I've seen plenty of your videos. I've been in a couple of your lives before, but I definitely agree with everything that's been being said as far as every time that we as Black Americans or FBA, when we show any type of bravery, we're showing our courageousness all the time, there's something new that comes up to try and stop us. There's always a blockade. As you said, I've been seeing that specifically as well, the American exceptionalism, and I haven't seen it as far as YT people. I feel like they only attach it to Black Americans specifically. But yeah, that's all I've got. I just want to say I agree with everything that I've heard.
Yeah. They don't really take issue with YT people like that. If you notice.
Yeah.
Very interesting, right?
Well, I agree too, that we can focus on multiple things at one time, but it's only us. They don't do it with Nigerians. They don't do it with any of these other groups when they have Nigerian pride. But when we have pride to be Black Americans or to be FBA, and we stand on our foundation and everything that we have done, it becomes an issue. But they don't have it with any of these other groups. They don't have it with the Jamaicans, the Haitians, wherever these other Black people may come from. They don't have an issue with them having pride in who they are and everything that they've done. It only happens with us as a group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll land there.
I'll just comment on that.
Who said something?
No, that was me. I said if I could comment in 10 seconds. You said they don't have an issue with YT people. Just real quick, if you don't mind.
Okay.
It was a South African dude. He was he always talk a lot of junk about us on a day-to-day basis, right? And then one day the YT lady was talking about the people on the phone, right? She's talking about the people, I guess the Indian people. They're talking about Tyler, and he made a video saying, "Black Americans, please stop this YT person, please." And I'm wondering why didn't he have the energy and make the video and go after this YT person? Why is he coming to us and saying, "Hey, Black Americans, can you please stop this white American?" See, they don't have the energy for the YT person that's actually doing real destructive things in their countries. They only come after the Black Americans because they feel like it's the easy target. It's because they know we won't go down and stoop down to low levels. That's what they like to do, right? They don't never have the energy for the YT person. We got the energy for everybody. When that lady said, they called that, and again, this was an African boy, called that African boy the N-word, we all stood up. They didn't even step up. Then that was an African boy. We all stood up. Right. And so that's kind of the thing that goes on. They don't have the energy. They're super tough with us and super feathers and fluffy with the YT.
Mm-hmm.
I'll land on that.
Yep, that's true. Let's get to KLS.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I'm gonna agree with Alfonso and Foundational. I think I think we don't have any friends. I think it's both YT and melanated immigrants. They either try to put us down when we try to celebrate our culture, or just do what we do. And they do it in social media. They do it for our holidays. It's crazy how we're always like front and center. We're always in the spotlight, and it seems anytime we try to do anything, there's always a roadblock. Like Alfonso said, there's always like somebody who's trying to get in, undermine, suppress, stop us, right? So I feel like this only happens to us, and it seems like things before we don't have any friends. So it seems like everybody else that is not as us is in on it. YT and melanated immigrants. I feel like they're just out to get all of us. So I'd like to say we need to know who our enemies are, and we need to start gatekeeping our culture and our slang and our fashion and our food, everything, because these people are literally taking it, excluding us and rubbing it in our faces and then saying, oh, you guys don't have any culture. You guys don't have any fashion. You guys didn't create this. You guys didn't create. And I was actually talking to, funny enough, a few days ago, I was talking to an Ethiopian, and she used the N-word, the way that we use it in a greeting way. And I was talking to her, and she said, and I was just trying to explain. I was getting a little history lesson. I was like, this is our culture. We have a global culture. You guys are using it right now. And she said, oh, what? Black Americans don't have culture. What culture? As she said that. And that is one of the examples that I want to get across, because these people take it, exclude us, and then act like it's their own, and then shun us or put us down for not having quote unquote no culture. But yeah.
It's true. That's very true. And they'll say we don't have a culture, and then when we say something about them that they don't like, then all of a sudden, oh, here comes the xenophobia. Y'all just want to be like YT people. It becomes that. But they've been saying this stuff, and the whole we don't know where we come from, we don't have a culture, that's been going on for years. Way before TikTok, way before social media, that stuff has been going on. All right? Been going on. So anything we say is not like we started it. And they keep trying to paint this narrative like we started something, and that's not true. Let's get to Maya Flair.
Hi, thank you for letting me up. I'm bi-ethnic. My dad is Black American. My mom is Jamaican. Right. Um, I learned a lot from my dad. He taught me things that help me today, that I use today to move through life and perceive life and perceive the world.
Hmm.
This problem with this gaslighting of lineage, like your topic says, gaslighting lineage pride with American exceptionalism, is it's just pure evil. It's the evil that's been following behind Black Americans for a long time. This is, like you said, nothing new. They've been doing this for thousands of years. Thousands. This is something that will never stop happening to Black Americans because Black Americans are a very special group of people. Very special group of people. They do this because they cannot steal if you know who you are. If you know exactly who you are, they can't take from you.
Hmm.
Black Americans have the most modern culture, the most modern identity in today's times, the days that we live in. You literally modernize the entire planet. Because if you look at the other cultures around the world, their cultures are behind, like years behind.
Mute
So
up. Mute up.
this culture right here, this Black American culture, which is separate, which I was wanted to touch on too, they kind of group Black Americans in with the whole this big American identity, where Black Americans are a total separate identity outside of this other, like white Americans, Asian Amer- all these people. Black Americans' identity has nothing to do with the rest of this country. People just take and nitpick off of Black American culture. So it seems as if Black Americans are a part of this group, but no, Black American culture was built and created and cultivated off of pushing back against the system, not joining the system, but literally fighting the system. So they don't comprehend the nuances, the layers within Black American culture because it's so deep. It's so deep. It's something I've been watching myself. Because when these people talk about culture, it made me really stop and, because when you're living in it, you're not really thinking about it. Somebody has to bring awareness. They brought awareness to people like me who really just was kind of existing. I realized there are so many intricate, thin layers of Black American culture that if you do not have a genuine heart, you will not see and understand the intricacies of what the culture is. It's
Hmm.
very deep. It's very developed. It's more developed than any culture I've ever seen in the world. The reason why is because Black Americans are want to be different than everybody else. Because the world separated you as a different class of people. So you use that as a strength to say, yeah, I am different. You damn right. That is Black American strength. So when they say, oh, we're all the same, no, we're not. Now, my dad, his culture and my mom's culture are so polar opposite. And I always come on the panels when it comes to this kind of stuff and speak about this because I watch my mom's culture. Her culture is not the same, and her culture was influenced by Black Americans. Her culture was influenced by Black American culture. The ability to verbally impact the entire planet, just literally just by your voice, is something that no culture had until they discovered Black America. Black America is a treat, a soul to the planet. They don't want to give you credit because if they give you credit, that means they cannot be you. If they tell you the honest truth, they can't be you. They can't take little bits and pieces from your culture if they give you credit. It's like, is there a bunch of haters? You Black Americans
Hmm.
have a world full of haters.
I'm gonna give you 20 seconds because I want to, because people are saying things in the comment section, and I want to give people a chance to say what's on their mind real quick. So I'm gonna give you 20 seconds to land, and we can get back to you.
Yes, that's great. I just want to say, like, there's a world full of people who know exactly where these roots are. The roots for Black America is infinite. It's there's no real one place where your culture is not found. It's found in Asia. It's found in Africa. It's found in the Caribbean. It's found all over the place. Like, it's found in Europe. There's no one place where you haven't touched by just the sound of your voice, just by the movement of your body. It's always been you. Any nation you go to, you've already been there. It's hard to explain without somebody has to be very soulful and spiritual to understand the gravity of what Black Americans have done around the planet. But I land my plane.
Thank you. That's true. Our culture has gone global. It is global, and it's about time we recognize that. Okay, it's about time we recognize that. Thank you very much, sis. Appreciate that. I want to get to La Dollars, and then we'll get to Jordan. La Dollars, is you with us? Going once, going twice. All right, let's get to Jordan. Jordan, beloved. La Dollars. Okay, every now when I skip you, now you wanna La Dollars, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
All right. Gotta be ready, gotta
All
be
right. I just wanted to say, piggyback off of what Foundational was saying. With the content thing, we gotta really kind of like gatekeep that too, cause I see like they using that. Like, is this I don't know, Middle Eastern store in Chicago, and he like doing little pranks to Black people, and the Black people are getting upset, and he recording it, putting it on YouTube, and then the comments is a whole bunch of racial like reactions to the Black people, but it's like they not signing up to be on his camp, like to be playing games with him. They really going to the store, and he kind of like using that as content to be like look at these people, like how they, but he playing with them. So it's like we gotta kind of like try to like find a way to get some of these content creators, some of these channels taken down, because they playing with our lineage, man, and our look in America, and it's like they doing it on purpose. Like another content creator in New York, he a young guy, I don't know where he from, he look like he's Spanish, but he interviewing little kids, little Black kids that's like 10 years old, and he asking them about guns, and he asking them about like Jay-Z, and like, and so they saying ridiculous stuff on camera, and then people like, look at these people, look, like that's their culture. So it's like, yo, we gotta kind of like, I don't know how we gonna do that, but we gotta kind of like start blackballing some of these people, man. And I'm gonna land right there.
okay. I'm gonna look into that. I didn't know about that going on in Chicago like that. I didn't know about that. I'm definitely gonna
Yeah, I seen
look
that
into
video he talking about. I
Okay.
seen that video.
All right, all right.
Can I
You
say
gotta mute
this?
yourself
If
after
I
you
send
done.
y'all an invite, please come up, because I don't want to miss the conversation, and then I got to miss the conversation if I got to, at y'all. But some of y'all have some really points that stand out that I would like to be discussed respectfully, because a lot of things y'all are saying, like, Afro, what do you say when they say that foundational Black Americans are aligning with YT, or YT are laughing at us because we're causing division and they love to see it? Those type of comments.
No, that's to get us to back off. Okay, YT love it when you got tethers making podcasts talking about we don't have no culture. They don't ever talk about what YT love what they do. When they talk about how we don't have no culture, and how our culture is baby mamas and violence and all of this stuff, when they be making podcasts denigrating us, they don't ever say, hey, YT people, they love to see that. Y'all got to stop. So, it's only when we start responding back to them, then all of a sudden, oh, guys, come on now. We can't have all of this division. The YT people are laughing right now. No, okay. Right now, we're cleaning the room, okay? We gotta circle the wagon, okay? We gotta circle the wagon. Let's get to So yeah, that's what I would say. That's a gaslighting tactic. Okay, to get us to
Thank
to
you.
back off of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to Jordan, beloved.
Okay. So I invited Jordan up. She feels that the
I've
Haitians
been seeing
gave
her
us.
call.
You saw it? Okay,
Mhm.
good.
Yeah,
I'll
I've been
go on
seeing her.
mute.
Jordan, are you with us? Jordan. Okay, well we'll get back to Jordan then. We'll get back to Jordan. Um, we'll get to new possibilities.
Hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things that I want to say. You know, I mentioned some of the
Well,
things
hold
in
on. Before you go,
comments.
I don't think we've spoken before. So, what's your ethnic group?
I'm African American.
So, both your parents are descendant of American chattel slavery.
Yes. Yeah, my all the way all my every family member that I have was born in this country.
Okay.
And yeah, so you know, that whole thing about questioning somebody's identity, that doesn't apply to me.
Okay.
I'm a African American, or what y'all call foundational Black Americans. So let's get into it. You know, first of all, you know, I think that we have bigger fish to fry right now than to engage in these ridiculous and silly diaspora wars where Black people are fighting each other. We are living under the Trump administration right now. There's an all out assault on our civil rights. Voting rights are under attack. Diversity is under attack. We are looking at a situation where Donald Trump is bringing federal troops to, you know, he has federal troops in DC right now and is talking about bringing federal troops to many cities that are governed by Black people with substantial Black populations. And we know that those troops are disproportionately targeting Black people, racially profiling Black people. And we know that while this is happening, this Trump administration is trying to give these police immunity to brutalize Black people. They're rolling back on these consent decrees that were designed to end racially discriminatory policing practices. And while all of this is going on, while the Trump administration is erasing history, literally erasing Black history, literally trying to pull the history of slavery
Hmm.
from the Smithsonian museums like the National African American Museum, we got Black people wasting their time and energy fighting one another over identity when we're all Black people. We come from the same continent.
Hmm.
We were just dropped off in different locations, but yet and still we want to waste all our time and energy fighting each other when
Okay.
we should be uniting with each other. We are already a
Okay.
minority in this country. The
Here's.
last thing we
Hold
need to
on.
do is
Okay.
to be debating and arguing with each other.
I'm gonna
That's
let you. I'm gonna let you go. Hold on. I just want to clarify a couple of things. Right now, you said that you would be classified as a FBA, and that we should focus instead of what we're talking about right now, which you classify it as fighting other Black people. We should be focusing on what the Trump administration is doing, right?
We should be focusing on our enemy, which is white supremacy, instead of
Yeah, you gotta
focusing
say
on
YT
attacking
because you
Black
know we
people.
on TikTok, so you gotta be, gotta have a language a little coded, right? All right. There's some people want to respond. I'm gonna say this. Okay, first off, this is not a fight. We gotta clear certain things up. Wouldn't you agree with that? Don't you agree that we have to clear certain things up because you right now we have a whole bunch of people who are going against the grain. We have a whole bunch of people who are racially Black, but they are not culturally Black. Okay, not Black American. They're going against the grain. So right now we're doing the best thing for us. Okay, and what that is, okay, is that circling the wagon and getting out, like trimming the fat off, because we got a lot of fat in the community. We got a lot of people in the community that works against the betterment of the community. Now what I find very interesting is that if we were up here and we had a host talking about black conservatives, if we had a host talking about Candace Owens, or if we had a host talking about Tim Scott, okay, or anybody or any black conservative, y'all wouldn't say we're fighting other black people. Y'all wouldn't say that, okay? We could go at them all the time and y'all never claim it as we need to stop fighting each other. Y'all wouldn't do that. Okay. Y'all would address it as we're dealing with problematic people. The only time y'all claim it as fighting each other is when we're talking about problems with the diaspora. Anytime we address an issue with the diaspora, then y'all want to hit the brakes and say, well, we got a bigger issue. We got bigger fish to fry. We have something else we got to pay attention to. No, this is the same thing. Did you see the interview? I'm gonna ask this question. Did you see the interview with or I guess the debate with Jubilee, the Jubilee debate with Amanda Seals? Did you see that?
Yes, I did see that.
Okay, did you notice how a lot of the black conservatives, the people who voted for Trump? Now, I didn't vote for Trump. Okay, I'm not a fan of the Democrats either. Didn't vote for them either. But did you see how
So
a
did you
lot of the
vote,
hold on,
period? Did
hold
you
on,
vote
hold
for
on, hold on,
anybody?
because you already know what I'm gonna say. Did you see how a lot of them were non-FBA? Did you see how a lot of them were tethers? Did you see how the Angolian person and the Nigerian person were coming up there? And there were more non-FBAs. Actually, a few of them are known. Did you see how a lot of them were going in and talking about, oh yeah, Trump is doing this, and black people got to stop with all the crime, and black people got to hold themselves accountable, and black people got to do this, black people got to do that? Do you not see where the common denominator of a lot of the issues are?
Yeah, I mean, so are you going to let me talk now,
No,
or
yeah,
are
I'm
you
gonna
just
ask
going
you
to
that. Yeah,
monologue?
that's a question. Yeah.
So first of all, like with respect to that, first of all, traders come in all different backgrounds. So there are plenty of so-called foundational Black Americans that are traders, just like any other group of people. So it's not about what you call tethers being the only ones. In fact, some of those people that you call tethers played a key role in our civil rights movement
Hold
in
on,
this
before we
country, in the
go,
Can you
Black
stop
before
Power
there?
before
movement
we go there,
in this
Wait,
country.
stop. Hold on, hold
wait,
on,
no.
hold on.
I
Before
know
we
where
go
you're going,
there,
Afro. Go ahead.
before we go there, nobody said, "Oh, that's a little trick." I want for the audience to listen. That's a little trick that they do. Well, you can't say that every single immigrant is bad, or
So
that
are you
all.
going to
Hold
have a
on,
debate,
listen.
or are
Hold
you
Wait,
just
on.
going to cut
wait,
people
no,
Hold
off?
on.
wait,
Hold on.
wait.
Hold on. Because I'm not saying that every immigrant is one way. I'm not saying that every foundational Black American is one way. Do we have sellouts? I'm not denying that. Okay. Are some of them solid? I'm not denying that either. I'm not saying that all of us are one way or all of them are one way. But the thing is that when we start addressing the problem from outside of our lineage, it's always we got to ignore it. How much of a problem do they have to be before we can even address it? That's the thing. It doesn't matter how big of an issue, as long as it's the diaspora. It's like this thing where we can't even address it. We can't call them out on anything because they don't call themselves out. And if we call them out, we got to focus on something else. It's gaslit to something else. All right. But now
Um,
So
we're
I
dealing
just want
with
to
a
say,
very
one
like,
minute,
is this
one
going to
minute,
be a
one minute,
debate?
new,
specific
one
thing.
minute,
Hold on.
new, 1 minute.
We're having a dialogue. I'm gonna let you
So I'm
respond.
just going to say,
I'm
like,
gonna
is
let
it
you
going to be a
respond.
I
We're
think
discussion?
going.
he
Hold
doesn't
on.
understand.
Hold
1 minute,
on.
new. I don't think he knows
We're
what a
going
tether
to have.
is.
We're going to have a dialogue. I'm gonna let you respond,
Right.
but other people, you've said a lot, and I've said a lot. Now other people have things they want to add to the conversation, and we're gonna have a dialogue. And I'm gonna let you respond. And we're gonna be fair. We're fair. We're very fair here. I'm gonna let you respond, but just hold on for 1 second. Let BX say what you got to say.
It seems to me that he doesn't understand what a tether is. So a tether is the equivalent of our raccoons, which means all of us aren't raccoons, right? All 43 million of us are not raccoons, right? Some of us are on code, some aren't. That's what a tether is. It's just applied to the immigrant class because it's an action. When we say they are tethers, that's because they are appropriating or trying their best to latch on to our culture, our fights, and everything, and not do the work as they should. Also, tethers are in our government doing things like voting no to repair specifically for foundational Black Americans when they securing wins for the Caribbean, right? Because Caribbean is a lineage. I'm not a part of that lineage. But the activists that are in office are a part of that lineage, and they're securing things specifically for their lineage, sir. Those are tethers, right? So that's what tethers are. So we're not saying everybody, and we acknowledge those who have done good. You would probably call them an ally in today's terms. We call them riders, right? But what we're finding, because I'm past talking with everybody, I want to know solutions. And when I propose my solution, they're not, on board with that. But a lot of that has to come down to voting their people out.
Okay. Marshall, you raised your hand. Did you want to add to that or no?
Yeah, so I love it where if this person was an American, turn the light on, stop playing. If this person was an American, right, Black American, he would know that we can walk and chew gum. See, I hate when people try to gaslight and say, well, what about this? And what about, well, the reason why we're talking about what we're talking about is because we have people that's acting like the weapon for the systems in place, right? And so if people are acting like the weapon and the tool for the system in place, we have to dismantle the weapon, get the weapon out the way so we can dismantle who we need to dismantle. Anybody that know combat or martial arts or fighting understands this, right? You have to get rid of the weapon that's going to harm you 10 times more and being utilized as a tool so you can dismantle everything else. That's how that works, sir. And so when it comes down to when you have people that's in positions of power that's undermining us, right? Austin Chain of Michigan, who ran for governor, and the first order of business, instead of saying, what can I do for the community? How can I help the community? He said, I'm going to remove Black History Month. That's what he said, right? Wes Moore, the governor of Maryland, Wes Moore, said, I'm going to veto the reparations bill. Angel Bond, who destroyed the reparations meeting, right? Black Caucus, majority of the immigrant class who worked with the YT, Governor Newsom, who told them, we were putting pressure on them, and he told them to get rid of that, and they worked with the YT and get rid of 2 crucial reparations bills, right? And so when we got people that put themselves in positions of power and then undermining the people here, they are now the issue. See, you guys always cry about the reaction instead of crying and going and wagging your finger at the action. That's the problem, right? These guys jump in front of a punch and then cry about getting hit. Again, they jump in front of a punch and then cry about getting hit. That's not how that works, sir. Right? And so what I'm saying to you is now when my brother Afro Lee said, well, we got Black immigrants that do this. Well, we all know we have some trade. Now all of a sudden you got excuses for the immigrants class. But when it's us, we fighting all of a sudden. You didn't have no excuses for us. You didn't say, well, I get your point, fam. Like I get some of you. No. You said you guys are fighting and scratching against the immigrant class. This is more than this is not fighting. This is diaspora grievances, right? These are our grievances to the things the people are doing. There's 4 pillars to the diaspora wars. There's social, number 1. There's economics, number 2. There's political, number 3, which I just said the political part. And then there's higher hands, number 4. The problem is you guys always talking about the first one, which is social. It's more than just the social fighting and scratching. You look different. You walk different. It's more than that. It's what people are doing on a day-to-day to undermine our people. So again, we can talk about Trump. We can talk about the things that's going on. We do that all the time. But we also going to talk about the people that's jumping in front of a punch and then crying about getting hit also. So if you got a problem with us talking about what we're talking about right now, I need you to go to the immigrant class and wag your finger at the action. Don't come over here and wag your finger at the response. Thank you.
So now can I talk, or is this
Yeah,
just going to be a
you-
monologue
all
where
right,
you
all
all just dominate the conversation? Or is this
Go
even
ahead.
a conversation?
You
Can I ask a question?
You can go ahead and talk, man. You don't have to whine.
Let's let him
Let him
respond.
go. Let him go. Mute up, Taylor. Thank you.
Because then Jordan has to say something. Okay, now hold on. Did we kick him off? No, we didn't kick him off. Okay, I was
No, I didn't.
go, and now he didn't want to say anything. He didn't want to go. Okay, who's that on? That's on him. That's not
Yeah,
on
he
us.
didn't have a proper
We
rebuttal.
were gonna, he didn't have
a proper
anything to say.
rebuttal.
All right.
Bia, please mute
Now,
up.
yeah, Bia, everybody
Yes,
mute
ma'am.
up. I want to get to Jordan. Jordan, you said you agreed with
Right.
him.
Thank you.
I didn't. Well,
Yeah,
he,
I
No,
agree with him.
Jordan is Jordan beloved. Hold on.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with him with
Now you
everything
said
he said.
you're FBA or no?
Yeah, I'm from America, from New York, Atlanta, you know, and I do agree with what he said with
You're
the
okay. Hold on.
divisiveness.
One minute.
Let me
One
just
minute.
ask one
One
this
minute.
thing. You said you're from America. I'm not
Yeah,
asking if you were born in America. Are your
bro,
parents?
I'm from America, bro. I don't even know no ethnic other country of people. I'm from America, bro.
No, no,
Like,
no, 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 no.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
What-
Hold on. Hold on.
We
Because
asked
a lot of
everybody
people are
this. Okay.
misconstrued about who FBA are. You know what I'm saying? Bia was in the comments asking, what is FBA? So we just want to make sure, and especially since you're from New York, what borough are you from?
I was born in the Bronx. I was moved to Long Island, then we moved to Atlanta when I was like 7 years old. So
Okay,
I
cool.
don't
Now,
know.
what I want to know is no, this is what I want to know. Do you have ancestors who could be found in the United States of America during the period of 1863 through 1865 and found on an American United States of America census of 1870? Or do you have ancestry elsewhere, like the Caribbean or any African nation?
No, my family is Black American. Well, we have family reunions. We don't have any other countries from Black people from any other countries coming in. We're all Black Americans from Alabama. We
Okay.
Black Americans. Like I
Okay.
can't
Thank
We
clear
you.
it up
ask
any
Thank
more.
everybody
you.
that. It's
Yeah,
not just
we
because you
do.
disagree. We literally ask everybody that. Just some people we just know. So anybody who's new, we gotta check. Okay, but you said you agreed with him. What do you agree with, or what's your stance?
I agree with why are we being divisive at this time? Because at the end of the day,
Hmm.
every Black, African, Haitian, Jamaican, we have all been a victim of white colonialism. So any type of negative talking points that's against any one of us is because of what we were taught from white colonization. Because I know that Black Americans talk bad about Africans. I mean, even from like, because I'm a little older now, but even when I was way younger, I heard them talk bad about Africans and talk about, oh, they got a bone in their nose and they're uncultured or African booty scratcher or they're ugly or what have you. And what I'm saying is when you have that type of communication and Africans they hear that, um, they're going to be offended. So now
Can you
they're going to
stop there?
have,
So
Can you stop
so
there? I
okay.
just need one clarifying question because Marshall is from New York. I'm from New York. When did you leave New York and go to Atlanta?
I was 7 years old.
Okay, so
I
stop
know
there,
more
stop
about
there, stop there.
ATL than I do about New York. I'm from
Okay,
Atlanta.
so I want you to understand that we have a large Pan African. I even have Africa tattooed on my leg. So all this extra stuff you're talking about, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know any Black American, even my family in Georgia would not talk about an African like that
No, I'm
because
just talking
Black
about through my
Americans
time.
had.
Everybody don't have the same experience.
Hold on. So it's your anecdotal, but you said I know Black Americans. You know that's not anecdotal. Now you placing that on me, and then you mentioned New York, and BX is in my name, so I got to defend this. We have a large Pan African movement here, and we also have Pan African schools here. So what you're missing, Miss, what you're missing. Please listen to me. The same people that you want us to align with are in our government and in our communities doing things that go against the grain, right? So in New York
We,
specifically,
we
our activists asked 50 Afro-descendant politicians and nonprofit organizations to help push a bill. She left?
yes, she
I
left.
didn't drop her.
What were
Damn.
you
I ain't
doing
drop
last
her.
night?
They don't
Okay.
want,
They
you know
were
what this
fucking
proves,
liars.
Afro? They don't have, hold on, y'all. They don't have a rebuttal for when I start dropping facts.
Okay.
When I come out of feelings and start dropping facts, Afro, that's when they drop.
Excuse me, hold. I had a question.
What's your question?
My question is, so what should we do about? about United States foreign policy that pushes imperialism onto these Caribbean nations, onto the African continent, in the 54 to 55 countries that they sit on. What should how should FBAs that attack those issues, and that if every time an immigrant comes here, you're admonishing them, you're well, let me not say you're admonishing them. It's because all this is manufactured, in my opinion. It's manufactured for people to fight and to
What
not
exactly
feel.
is manufactured?
I think that the strife between the Africans that are immigrated from the African continent and in some places in the Caribbean, the people who America allows to come here are a part of that issue, because they come with a mindset that black people here treat ourselves as victims, or that we have a victim mindset. So, and I don't believe that is the case across the Caribbean or across the African continent, but I believe that it is in the immigration practice of the United States that they only allow certain kinds of immigrants, certain kinds of black people from around the world to come into America and gain wealth and gain status and gain political power.
Okay.
They only allow a certain kind of
Okay.
immigrant to come in here, not the immigrant that'll actually build coalitions with us and actually fight for our rights.
Okay. And I will agree that there is a vetting process. They don't want nobody coming over here, mobilizing people against the system. Of course not. So of course there is a vetting process, and I'm not gonna act like that's not true. Now, when you say what should we do to, I guess, advocate for? I'm just putting
Well,
paraphrasing. What should we do to advocate for, I guess, foreign policies that might affect the Caribbean or affect Africa or whatever the case is? Is that what you're saying? How should we fight back against that?
yes. How should we go about pushing for better policy? Because that in and of itself is a central issue, not only for their communities there but our community here. Because as they invest in war abroad, they divest in communities here at home.
Well, here's the thing. The fact that we're advocating for our own lineage is actually, a lot of people are not understanding, is the fact that we're advocating for our own lineage is saving everybody. Okay? What they don't under Here's the thing. When it comes to dismantling the system of white supremacy, we've been the tip of the spear the entire time. Okay? We've been the tip of the spear for hundreds of years, right? So what's best for us is best for everybody. That's the thing that they're not getting. That's the thing that they can't really wrap their heads around. And I guess they're too insecure or they're too foolish
They're
to
caught
see
up in
that.
the
The
propaganda.
thing is that we've been the ones leading the charge, dismantling the system and advocating for everything. So what's best for us is what's going to be best for everybody else in the world. They just don't know that. So what they should be doing is not what we should be doing, because we're doing what we should be doing. What they should be doing is backing our play. That's what they need to be doing. They need to be finding out how the best way to support us. Okay. Now if they're here. Now if they're in Africa, they can do what what's his name? Ibrahim Toro, I think his name is. I forgot his last name. They can be doing what he's doing. They don't have to be colonized. They're colonized because they're not fighting back. And we can't make them fight back in Africa. So it's not up to us. We doing what we supposed to be doing. Marshall, you wanted to answer?
Yes, yes, definitely. So what we should be doing is absolutely nothing, right? Because at the end of the day, they are accepting and allowing the YT government into their systems. Prime example, DRC, Felix, the president of the DRC in Congo, got on his hands and knees not once, not twice, but three times begging Donald Trump to come help him for security against another African, Paul Kagame, Paul Kagame of Rwanda. And in return for that security, he's going to give copper, cobalt, and lithium. And
So
so we shouldn't
all
do
those
nothing but mind our American business. Hold on, sir. You asked a question. Hold on. So what we should do is mind our American business because we are in the belly of the beast. That's the problem. The last 65 years we've been jumping in front of everybody else's atrocity and being at the forefront of everybody's atrocities, and we haven't been getting nothing reciprocated. Although we at the belly of the beast, we're not doing that no more. They got to go and get their leaders and tell their leaders and get them out of position and tell their leaders to stop working with the YT because the government is going to do what the government is going to do. The systems are going to do what the system's going to do, and so we know that on both fronts. And so we got to do what we got to do to make sure we're good, and they got to do what they got to do to protect their people to make sure they're good. Kick these people out of positions of power and put people in positions of power. There's no excuse. Ibrahim Toure is a prime example. He kicked the people out of Burkina Faso. He took the resources back, and he was able to establish his community. So that's what they have to do. That's the problem. We always think that we got to be the savior of the world. That's the problem. We got to start being the savior of ourselves. We got to start worrying about what's going on 10,000 miles away and start focusing on 20 miles away. Inner city kids that need us. Inner city schools that need funding. Homeless vets that's under the bridge in New York City. We got our own issues we got to start dealing with. We got to start minding our American business and making sure home is good. But we got an American saying, charity starts at home. I think we forgot it. We need to get back to our elders because they got all the sayings. Charity starts at home. That's the problem now. Everybody's focused on the continent and what's going on, that their respective countries is in shambles. Jamaica's worrying about the continent 10,000 miles away. We got the Chinese taking over. Haiti worrying about the continent 10,000 miles away. They getting destabilized with all different kind of countries. Everybody got to mind their insert country business so they can get stronger and then protect at the end when they're good. Then protect at the end when they are strong enough to protect. See, what the problem is, last 65 years, it's been unity with a whole bunch of weak people, right? Everybody want to come together with a whole bunch of weak people. No, get yourself strong first. Then at the end, when you're strong enough, now you can work together on the forefront. That's what I'm talking about. I'll land.
All right, we're gonna move on.
I totally disagree.
You disagree with what?
Let me tell you this. The reason I disagree, unless you served in the military and understand how AFRICOM and these international organizations and these,
Okay, before you go on, where's your people
I'm in
from?
Florida.
Where's your people from? Like, what country is your people from?
My grandparents, well, my grandmother's side is from, they're Catawba Indian, so southeast United States, and my grandfather is Geechee, so wherever they originated from in Africa.
Okay, so you're a descendant of American chattel slavery.
Yeah,
Okay,
unfortunately.
and what? Okay, and you disagree with what? The fact that we should mind our business?
Yeah, because while you're saying mind our business, these white supremacists aren't minding their business. Their business is literally
YT on TikTok.
okay. YT supremacy. Their business is literally the destabilization of multinationals. If we sit up here and only worry about us, without
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Then, and like I was saying before Foundational said that, what's best for us is the best we can do.
I know that. No,
That's the best decision. Us focusing on strengthening our communities, okay, getting reparations and empowering ourselves is the absolute best decision we can do. You can't save a group of people, no matter how desperately you want to. You can't save a group of people if you're drowning. If you don't know how to swim and if you're drowning, you can't be a lifeguard to anybody else who's drowning, okay? You're both gonna drown. Right now, the best thing for everybody, which I need y'all to understand, is that saving Black America is saving the world. We're the only thing that's preventing the world from total collapse right now, to be very honest, and we have been for a very long time. And saving us, empowering us, is going to be the only thing that's going to save the world. That's going to be the only thing that's going to dismantle the system of white supremacy. That's going to be the only thing that's going to do that. All of this, we got to focus our energies to different continents and different countries and different stuff like that. That's not going to work.
Now I push back against that a little bit.
No, hold on. No. That's not going to work.
If that's not going to work, then tell me what was the
Were you done, Afro? I just want to make sure you're done. I
Yeah, I was
apologize.
done.
I did that. I want to make sure you're done. I apologize. God, no problem.
It's not gonna work. All right.
I got a question.
Hold on. Yeah. So to be
How do
honest,
you keep saying it's not gonna work,
I'm gonna give
but
you
you won't
10
listen to
seconds. I'm
another
gonna give you
point?
10 seconds, and then we're gonna move on. Because to be very honest, you came up and you skipped the line. That was very disrespectful. So after I'm gonna give you 10 seconds, and then we're gonna drop you. So
Okay.
in your last 10
So
seconds.
did not the Haitian Revolution literally help the American civil conflict issue?
No,
Yes, it did.
no, it didn't.
So Haiti didn't disrupt the French reinforcements that were coming to help in the Civil War issue.
You know, they would have if Haiti didn't start with the
Exactly.
French.
So
If
he
they would have,
interrupted that.
no, Haiti
Oh,
didn't.
those were decades
Haiti didn't.
apart. No.
Haiti didn't. Haiti did not. Haiti did not. And I love 1804. And I salute to those brothers in 1804. But guess what happened right after that? Haiti started paying French reparations. So the French damn near still colonized Haiti right after 1804. So Haiti didn't destabilize that, and America didn't rely on France. America kept slavery all up until 1865 because France was not a factor in American slavery like that. Not at that point. Not at 1804. America was the most powerful nation, even in comparison to European nations, nations in Europe. America didn't need France. So if France got destabilized by 1804, it was not a factor in American slavery. You guys, and I said this earlier in the live, you guys are trying to make some type of correlation, and there's no connection there. And we're not saying this to be disrespectful or to undermine what the Haitians did in 1804, but you guys are trying to make this leap because 1804 happened before 1865 that it's connected, and it's not connected. Okay, it literally is not connected. You can't say how the French being destabilized had anything to do with the Civil War in America. It didn't. Abraham Lincoln didn't say it did. The Union didn't say it did. None of the Union, Abraham Lincoln, the Confederacy, none of that had to do with France. None of that had to do with France. The Gullah Geechee Wars, the Seminole Wars, none of that had to do with France. The Underground Railroads, none of that had to do with France. So how is the French losing in 1804 responsible for our freedom here? It's not. It is not. And because you said that and you've been disrespectful because you skipped the line, we're going to have to let you go.
Can I just get 10 seconds, brother, if you don't mind, just on that? What people got to understand when it come down to the 1804, and shout out to the Haitians. Everybody know I love my Haitian people. I have no issue to them. But we talking history, let's talk history. Napoleon was going on multiple fronts, and the Haitian Revolution was one of the fronts, right? And so they won the battle but lost the war because after Napoleon lost, right, he now was able to focus solely on the Haitians, right? Because now he's not battling multiple fronts anymore. He came back with his warships and say, you guys got to pay this money or it's going to be war. The moment they saw that, they said, we paying that money up. And they paid the money to the banks, but they couldn't afford the money. And so what happened was they started cutting down trees. If you ever went to Haiti, you'll see that a lot of their trees are cut down. Oh, if you go to DR Haiti, there's a difference. A lot of the trees are cut down because they had to use timber to pay the banks. They couldn't afford. And so, again, it was the battle that they won. Shout outs to them, but they lost the war. And so what people got to understand is that was fighting, right? 1712 New York Slavery Revolt, all kinds of revolts before the 1804. A lot of people make it seem like we twiddled our fingers and we waited. Oh, we saw some Haitians fighting. All right, let's fight now. Let's get it. That's not what happened. I don't know what's wrong with people. So, again, shout outs to the Haitians. They did their thing. But when you win a war, that means you win and you staying in your country. You're not leaving your country. You're not letting governments come in and just kick people out, put puppets in. That's not really winning, to be honest. So again, no disrespect. I love my Haitian family, but let's talk about real history is what I'm saying. And I'll land.
All right. Yeah, let's be honest. Okay, let's keep the conversation flowing. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate y'all. Keep the conversation flowing. Let's get to, I think the next in line was Eva Cotton. Eva Cotton, you got it.
I'm here. I'm here.
Thank you for being quick. A lot of people have been slow to the mic today. All right.
Whew. Um, I'm Black American. My
Okay.
grandmother, Josephine Brown, 1842. So I am baffled. I don't know if you guys seen this Jamaican guy got on here. He was talking about we didn't create hip hop. They all took samples from the people in 1960s. And I scratched my head. I think I lost a few brain cells because I'm like, but do you realize those were our people? Those were our people. It still came from us. And he was like, no, nobody gets to claim it because y'all took samples from the 1960s and they started it. I'm like, but they were us. And I think it clicked in my mind like, wow, okay, these people really don't respect us. And that's why I love panels like this. And that's why I love to hear them go with the red. I'm new to TikTok and I'm standing on Black foundational business. And that's just what it is. That's what it is. Even on the airplanes, they said, say, put the mask on first, then you help your children. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just that simple. I don't land there. It's just that simple.
hmm
It's just that simple. That's it. That's
hmm
it. That's all.
That's very true. Very true. Thank you. That's true. You got to. That's why I'm saying us empowering our. I don't think we really appreciate what we do for everybody in the world. We're really starting to kind of come to grasps with that. We don't know how much we save the world because we just do it like automatically and nobody gives us credit for it and we don't like to brag, but we save the world so often that we don't understand that we're really the heroes of the world. See, somebody says narcissistic much, but listen, I'm just talking about history. Okay, you're not narcissistic. I'm literally talking about history. Come on now, because who else do it? Come on. If you disagree, you can come up and you can voice your disagreement. Is it a little boastful? Maybe, maybe, but it is history now. Come on. But yeah, we do. So us saving ourselves would be the best option for
Can I
every.
speak really quick?
All
Can I
right.
speak really quick? Real quick. Narcissists because we're proud of who we come from. We're proud of our achievements.
And
How
that's
is
and
it?
that's that.
What?
Like that's the
And they're
gaslighting.
so quick to say, "Oh, Black Americans got main character energy." So what energy should we have? You should have main character energy also. It's not my fault that we have allowed y'all to tether to us to where we're just sharing all of our achievements so everybody think they're a part of it, but hating us all. I mean, hate y'all. Like my story, a woman from Jamaica hated her son marrying my mother, and she literally tried to unalive me and my sister.
Okay.
We 5 days, and she was so sweet. She went to church, Christian woman, all of that stuff, and we went over there to Jamaica. And when we went over there as Americans, y'all call us booty scratchers. They was like, oh, do y'all eat spring chicken? Any Jamaican on here knows I'm not lying. Do y'all eat spring chicken? So we're like, yeah, we eat chicken. All of the kids at school laughing at us. And we're like, what? They was like, y'all eat frogs in America. Americans eat frogs. And it's like, really?
Yeah.
So
But I'm
5
gonna, I'm gonna let you land
days.
because we gotta
Okay, sweetie. Okay. But yeah,
appreciate
the
it.
hate is real.
Now, what's interesting that you called us narcissists. This person who I don't suspect is FBA or at least fully FBA. Maybe I saw a baby in the profile. Maybe he's married to a non-FBA person, and that's the case with a lot of these Pan Africanists too, which is why they ride so hard. Okay, because they're tied emotionally with another group of people. And I'm not trying to shame nobody. Look, date who you want to date. I'm not the damn dating police. I'm not gonna do that. But I am gonna say I can see how that blinds people, and that's a problem. Because he just tried to come up here and give Haitians the credit for our liberation, and y'all wouldn't call him narcissistic or other Haitians who claim that narcissistic, But when we say we've been saving people, then y'all want to start saying that that's narcissistic or that's main character syndrome or that's American exceptionalism or whatever new term y'all come up with this week. All right. I do want to. I appreciate y'all patience. Let me get to a couple of y'all who haven't spoken yet. We'll get to Usman and then.
Afro.
Uh,
Can we rotate? Oh, you're rotating because Halo
yeah,
should be in the box.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm
I'm
gonna
trying
step
to
down.
get to.
Yeah,
Let's get to
I'm gonna
Usman
step down
and
so you can
Mary, and
rotate.
then you said what?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna step down so you can rotate. Thank you so much for having me,
Okay.
and you have a great one. All right.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you always. Usman, you
See you
can go
later,
ahead, and then we'll
Marshall.
get to Mary and then Bay.
Okay, it's Ozzy, man. That's okay
Ozzy,
though.
Ozzy. Okay.
That's okay, dude. What do you want to know?
What's your ethnic group? What's your ethnic group, real quick?
I'm a white person.
We've been having that a lot lately. That's interesting. Okay. What do you? Okay, so you that's cool. That's cool. What do you think? Since I can't ask really like where you're from and everything like that, I guess the question that we start off with when it comes to the white people, what do you think about reparations?
Well, I totally disagree with reparations because
Mm.
nobody that wants reparations were slaves. Why would you pay a white or black or uh, French or
Do
anybody
you think that? Do
reparations?
you think
I'm
because
sorry.
you're very long winded already? Do you think that America should be fair, across all racial groups? Right? Do you think
Correct.
America should be fair?
Yes, sir.
So, do you think that if America does something for one race of people, they should do it for the other race of people? Right?
If they deserve it.
No, no. If America does something for one race of people, America should also be fair and do that for another race of people, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. So if America gives one group of people reparations for their harm, America should give another race of people reparations for their harm, right? That's the American way, right?
I don't really honestly think anybody should get reparations,
But
but if, yeah,
well, hold
yeah,
on, hold
if,
on, hold on, hold
yes, sir.
on, hold
Yes,
on,
sir.
hold on. But America has given reparations. So it's not
True.
about what you think. So since America's already set that precedent, shouldn't America be fair? Or are you okay with America being unfair to only black people?
How are they being unfair to only black people?
You know what I
240,
said. You know what I said. You know
246
what I
years of free
said.
labor.
Wait,
You
wait,
know what I
wait,
said.
wait, Jay.
Ain't unfair?
Black
Uh-huh.
Americans. Black Americans. You know,
Okay.
United States descendants of chattel slavery, Ozzy. That's who we're talking about right now.
Okay, the descendants.
Yes.
Okay,
So so should America be fair to me the same way they're fair to you? It's fair to you?
you should be doing the same thing I'm doing. If you're gonna get reparations, I feel like I should get reparations then. We're all equal. We were all born here.
This is where we ask, where are you Italian, Irish, Polish, German?
Mhm.
What are you? What's your roots?
I'm from Mississippi. Uh,
Right.
my
Mhm.
my
But before then.
descendants came from what was that?
All right.
A Europe area.
Why
That's about all I know.
can you BX, why do we keep having so many racist white men come up here lately? We've been I don't know what's going on with the algorithm, but it's like
I'm
every
not
other live we
racist.
get a racist ass
Yeah,
white man.
everybody,
Huh?
hold on, Ozzy, don't interrupt.
I'm
So
not
I
even.
seen Leo.
Hold on,
One
hold
minute,
on.
Ozzy. I
Hold
seen
I'm
on.
Leo.
speaking, not you, lady.
He made a video and asked if we could comment on his video so he could get his algorithm back. As far as white tea people, the immigrant class is having an issue with the Anglos and the Mayflowers, the antebellums, because, and it was on my page, Afro, a white tea man said, if your family migrated here after 1965, you are not white tea, you are an immigrant, and you shouldn't vote. See how that worked? But foundational black Americans already knew that the Anglos and stuff was feeling a type of way, and we decided to let them handle their own immigrant class. right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I think some hasn't gotten, some are poking around, they're being nosy because of the Carmelo Anthony case, because we are loudly talking about reparations. And so some of them are feeling a little emboldened and, to hide behind a non-pictured profile
Mm-hmm.
and say certain things. Now, he thought it was all cute when it was me and you and Marshall up here talking against, to the immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
And so he felt he'd come in and get a little dig in or something, but he
Mm-hmm.
never expected that
Yeah.
reparations question. But we
Yeah.
got him good.
And I
You
wanted
did
to
at
be
least.
known, and I let him. A lot of people like, host, why you let him speak? Why you let him speak? To let y'all know that we never lost the plot. Okay, just because we got an issue right now with the diaspora, and we handling that. Okay, we handling that, but we not gonna let no damn racist white man come up here and get his rocks off. We not gonna let him come up here and start kicking. Well, we not kicking, but if he feels like, oh, this is a safe room for him, no, it's not. Okay, because we didn't lose the plot. Okay, I didn't even let him speak. I don't care what he has to say or what he thinks about what's going on or the subject. I'm like, what's your stance on reparations? And then why not? Okay, ain't nobody losing the plot because I'm talking about issues going on with the Caribbean. Don't mean I'm gonna let your white ass come over here and talk about the Caribbean. No, you're not gonna feel comfortable me giving you a platform to talk about them or Africa. No, if I got an issue with Africa, I'm a deal with that. Me, BX, Marshall, we're gonna deal with that. Are we gonna let your white ass do that? No, hell no. We not gonna give your ass a platform to say a damn thing. Cause you the real problem. So we not gonna do that. No, no, we ain't lost the plot.
Right. And I want y'all to take notice that I know how to question them. And when I say that the Afro descendant immigrants ain't never said nothing to me that a white T man did first, who you think I came on these apps going against, debating against? That's how I know how to ask certain questions of them to get them to where we need them to be. Being Afro, we a good team when it comes to this stuff.
Oh
We
yeah,
are.
we got a formula going. We already know we got a formula. All right, let's get to we can get to Mary. I appreciate y'all patience, y'all.
Thank you for letting me up. I am a proud main character, foundational Black American.
All right.
I wanted to just make a comment in regards to lineage pride and when someone was saying the whole being against other Black people, right? Recently, I was looking at something that has to do with a project where it's called Somber City by Shaka Bars. I don't know if you know who that is. He's a Pan-African
I've
grifter,
heard.
in my personal opinion.
And he disparaged Black American soul food, Southern cuisine, correct?
I
Mary,
don't remember
or
that
you wasn't
particularly, but
following
that
him
wouldn't
at that
surprise me.
time?
Yeah, that wouldn't
Okay, he
surprise me at all.
did.
But he's
And
he's
that's when
very
I
much
stopped following him.
a grifter. So, but anyway, he was talking about the project that they're trying to do in Ghana, where they're, building up, a little section, and they're basically trying to get Black Americans to buy into this, and that's okay in a sense of when you're trying to talk about investing in other places outside of America, right? When it comes to trying to make money.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're pushing this whole narrative of us and like us getting back to us being like all one, and we're trying to what I'm talking about, that Pan-African stuff, right? When they push that whole little narrative and you're trying to get Black Americans to buy into this. So someone basically made a comment right on a video where he was talking about that, and they're saying, should we be investing in our own communities first? And we 100% should be, right?
Mm.
We 100% should be investing in our own communities first. But when people talk about the going against, right? So an example would be someone commenting and saying something particular to, I just want to be able to read this. Someone telling him our community is dying here in dire need of infrastructure and investment, dire, tens of millions of people. He's talking about in America. And the response is, and it's not going to improve. So what's next? Even when we flourish, they burn it down. Better to do it somewhere else, in my opinion. Okay. So I bring that up and I tell you that because he is from St. Kitts. Okay.
Mm.
He's
Okay.
from St. Kitts. So when I ask him, who is we? Did your community build something that was burned down? Please enlighten me. His response is the Black community, but
Mm.
built Black Wall Street. There is no you or me. There is only us. So when people talk about stuff and they say going against, like, why you want to go against your own people? Because you are going against my people. You're telling people they need to not fight for their own interest here and build their own communities here and go run to Africa and go build up theirs. That's
Yeah,
why I'm against. I'm not against black immigrants as a whole. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going against them, but you're going against my interests. Like, that's crazy.
yeah. And he's probably what in America making his videos, trying to get us to sit up there and save them.
100%. And a lot of the people who are pushing that agenda, I've been really studying everyone's lineage. I'm not going to say, because some people I've actually worked with, but like a lot of these people are not black Americans. So all of this puff stuff where they're pushing is black this, black that, let's all build. These people don't have an interest here. That's why they're so quick to say go to Africa and build there. But if I was to put a project together in the United States of America, and I will soon, I'm gonna see how many Africans gonna want to invest in my project in the United States of America. I have a strong feeling it's gonna be very minimal. It's gonna be none. How about that?
Yeah, it is. Listen, when it comes to investing, an investment, because what he's asking for is not necessarily he's framing it as an investment, but an investment has a return on investment. When people invest in stocks and bonds or real estate, they're expecting something back in return for that. Otherwise, it's just a donation. Okay, you want us to just donate to Africa, but you don't want to frame it that way. You want to frame it as an investment. Okay, if it's an investment, what's coming back to us? What are we supposed to get out the deal? Okay,
Yeah.
let's be honest. All of this we got to invest in them, invest in them, invest in them. Okay, and what can we expect? Because that's how an investment works. That's how an exchange works. What can we
Yeah.
expect in return? Nothing.
I wish it was just promoted that way, right? Because then that would just be you getting money on your investment. But they're literally promoting it with Pan-Africanism, with the whole we need to go back to the land, like all of that. And that turns it to something totally different when you're doing that. Because you're literally going against my community. You're coming here, you're promoting to black Americans, going against we have our own mission that we need to complete here first.
Yes, yeah. We
And
got
their
too many
solution is go
things we
build
can
up
focus
somewhere
on.
else that you're claiming is getting colonized. Like, why? How does that make sense?
Yes. Like
I just had,
best thing we can do right now. Right now we doing the best thing we can do, the smartest thing we can do.
yeah, I just had one other thing I wanted to say too. When black immigrants make the statement and they say like we're like again we're going against them, why? How do they seem to understand when a Hispanic person is, let's say, racist? Because white people don't like them either. So when a Hispanic person is racist and they're going against stuff against us and we're fighting them, they don't have a problem with that and they see that clearly. But you're saying it's no problem if we were to go tell Hispanic people we all fighting against the white man, but you're not going to do that to me. But yet you don't seem to understand us not being okay with you going against our own interests because you
Mhm.
have the same color as us.
Yeah, that's a good point, because they don't use the excuse, oh well, they've been oppressed too, we're all the same. They don't use that excuse with them. So if a Hispanic or a Mexican man says we don't deserve reparations and we go and we get on their case about it, then that's fine. But if a Haitian man says we don't deserve reparation and we get on their case about it, then that's crossing the line. Okay, just because phenotypically we look similar, and we just can't go, we can't do that. We can't do that, and we done with that. We done with that. But thank you, Mary. I appreciate you. Let's get to Bay. You got it.
Hi. Sorry, I have never like had heard the term FBA, but hear you guys speak about it. I'm understanding what you guys are putting down, and I wanted to join the space. I came in here a little bit earlier. I caught the middle of what you were saying about when we do argue with African people or about certain things like online, like on Twitter or whatever, and something that Marshall, I believe his name was, had
Mhm.
brought up. It's like a lot of whataboutism, when part of the reason why we speak up as Black Americans about these things is because they don't acknowledge that a lot of the things that in the new age, right? A lot of people, I will say, like on Twitter, right? I had a conversation with somebody and they were saying that Black Americans don't create a lot of trends. And I'm like, first of all, delusional.
1 minute, Bia. Do you have a Haitian flag in your bio?
I do, yes. Let me explain
Oh,
that real
it's
quick.
Bia. Oh, I thought it was Bay. Now I'm sitting up there.
It's B.
Let me not,
It's
Lord.
B. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
let
Okay.
me explain that real
Sorry.
quick.
I
So
butchered it too.
I've
Go ahead.
misread that. Lord have
it's
mercy.
okay.
It's gonna be the internet about to blow up now. Okay,
Oh, it's all good.
forgive me, y'all. I didn't mean to.
No, it's
Okay,
all
go
good.
ahead.
You're good. So my parents, my mom was born in Texas, Newton, Texas. My grandfather, my mom's dad, came from Haiti in the 50s. So I am that from my
Okay, so you're bi ethnic with
yes,
Texas. Okay,
yes. Because my dad's born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. My mom was born and raised in Texas, but my grandfather is from Haiti.
your
But do you
grandfather on your
descend
dad's side.
from the U.S.?
What's
Yeah.
that?
U.S. chattel slavery period? Do you
Yes.
have ancestors? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. Cool.
we
No
just wanted to
problem.
clear that up because
No,
I
for
didn't
sure.
even look at your profile. So
No, for sure. Absolutely. But that conversation, first of all, it's completely delusional and we know why. But it's like so many times I see this, not just on Twitter, but I've had conversations IRL about this, especially in college, talking to like people from, because they have international students and stuff. It's like you're using slang that Black Americans created, we created, doing dances and trends and things and wearing clothes created by Black Americans, but Black Americans don't have influence over. I don't understand that. I don't understand why so many African people, and specifically African people, but I've also had this conversation with my fellow Haitian people. It's like I don't understand the disconnect and not realizing that Black Americans have so much influence, but I don't understand that. And I think part of it is like it kind of plays into like some YT supremacy type of deal, at least to me. Cause it's like I've heard YT people say the exact same thing. And it's like, and these are YT Americans saying that. They live in this country and they're saying that. So for people who are Haitian, people in the Caribbean, people in Africa to say that, it's like I really don't get that. I think part of it they play into that. They believe in those kind of those supremacist ideals, and it makes no sense to me.
well, to answer your question, the reason why they do it is because really they get that from YT supremacy. Okay. And the YT supremacy has always done this, and they do it because our culture, the term pressure makes diamonds, right? So the pressure that we faced here is very unique. And I want you guys to understand all diamonds are not the same. You can Google this. All diamonds are not the same. All right. So we're a very unique diamond. This isn't to undermine anybody else's struggle or anybody else's triumph, but we are in America, foundational Black Americans. We're a very unique type of diamond. And there's a richness that comes from us. All right, that everybody loves, everybody gravitates to, and everybody wants to benefit from. But you can't, when I say pressure, yeah, in that analogy, it would be racism, okay, or the system of white supremacy. All right. You can't acknowledge that there's a richness in this culture because you're trying to justify and rationalize the subjugation of this culture. Okay. So white supremacy, they can't sit up there and say that we're less than human and then say we're getting all of our music from these groups of people. You know what I'm saying? They can't treat us like we're less than human and say we're learning how to cook food from them. You know what I'm saying? So what they've always done, and this is something that they've done around the world, but they're really doing this around us, to us because we have such a unique richness. What they do is they'll take it and then they'll say, you know what? We didn't really get it from y'all. Okay, they do that with all of our music. They do that with rock and roll. They do that with country music. They do that with jazz, or they try to do it with jazz. They try to do it with other music or whatever. They love it. There's richness in it, but you can't claim that these people who are at the bottom of the barrel are so rich and so full of greatness. So everything that we do, they try to give the credit other places. All right. So really, the Civil War, that wasn't you guys, that was us. Really, hip rock and roll, that was us. Really, country music, that was us. Okay, all of these inventions. This is why with our inventions, they never wanted us to get credit for it. They never wanted to give black people their due for anything that we've done when it comes to our inventions, or even when we were fighting in the army, fighting in wars and things like that. So that allows them to be able to take, and then in the eyes of society, they're not stealing from a rich group of people because we didn't do anything. All right. And everybody else does that too. Okay. So when you have immigrants who come in, they see the richness of the culture, they embrace it, but they don't want to pay homage. Okay. Because they have not seen that be paid. They've not seen homage be paid to this group of people, so they don't want to do it. And they don't feel like it's going to be enforced for them not to do it, which is why they're being so triggered right now, is because right now we're hitting the brakes and we're saying, hey, everything we've ever done, y'all need to pay homage to that. Okay. As far as country music, as far as rock and roll, as far as all of our inventions, as far as fighting for America, building America, hell, slavery, all of this stuff, y'all need to start paying respect for all of this stuff. We're not going to sit up here and y'all universalize everything we've done. Okay. Because what makes a culture special is the exclusivity of it. All right. So they're trying to they're taking it by making it universal. What they call American culture is really Black American culture. What they call American music is really Black American music. What they call American fashion is really Black American fashion. But they just kind of whitewash everything, you know? So it's kind of deep. It's kind of deep, to be honest.
Yeah, because I've learned through that. It hasn't taken me that long, because a lot of my parents have told me about, like what you just said there. It's like these roots, especially in music. I'm a musician. Jazz, the history of jazz, history of ragtime, things like that. Like you just said, like it's our influences all over. And to what Marsha was saying earlier, it's like when we have these arguments or these debates with African people, or non-Black Americans, non-FBAs, it's like they don't understand like the reason why they're arguing about, and it could be something that they see that they deem as small. Oh, why are we arguing about something so small when we can worry about this? People don't realize that people are doing this because it ties to something bigger. Like you said, it goes deep. The reason why we have these little conversations about, like Beyonce, for example, being part of the Bayhive, I've seen a lot of the hate comments, not all, but a lot of hate comments come from African people saying her influence, like people in Africa don't know who Beyonce is. We know that's wrong. We know. And it's like things like that. It's something that seems small in retrospect, but it goes deep. Like, why are we saying this about a cultural icon, basically? The best performer in the business. And it's like these things are tied to something that is much bigger, like the mind frame. So like how people see Black Americans is how they then speak on them. And it's crazy to me how they speak on it because of how they see us and why they see us as that, more so.
I say this. I'm sorry. I think
After you
Lady
say that, we're going to get to Halo, but yeah, you got to be X.
Okay, so to the Haitian and Jamaican lady and to other immigrants alike, or just, children of immigrants, we were boomed on our land more than once. We didn't just have Black Wall Street. There were many Black Wall Streets. And we were flooded out of our own towns. urban renewal, trains ran right through our communities. The Irish ran up in our orphanage and harmed women and children. My point is, I understand Haiti is in disarray right now, but how does Haiti get built if y'all not going over there? And if our government invaded Haiti twice after y'all unalived Dessalines, so y'all didn't really have a chance because Boyer was scared. That's why France is being paid now because of Boyer, right? But since we want to go there, you didn't have. Why are you over here bothering us and not getting it popping with our government? Y'all are taking away from the strongest people who could be your allies. But you know what the key to our success is? And I don't even owe you this. The fact that we stick together when needed and we stay on our own homelands. It's worked. Because y'all here getting on my nerves. We built a place where everybody could come, but everybody contributes to our ethnocide. And the one moment we said, hold on, we can't do this right now. We got everybody coming for us. But you know what it's like, Afro and Halo? It's like getting jumped and still winning. I've been there, I've done that, I'm built for this because of my ancestors. So we were boom boomed on our lands, we were flooded out of our towns, our orphanages were ran up in, but even our pregnant enslaved persons rebelled. Can you imagine after a revolt? They tell you you got to give birth to the child and then you're going to be strange fruited. It happened. New York, 1712. Research it. So Haiti ain't never got nothing popping over here for us. We always popped off on our own. So y'all got to stop it, like as if we're so cold, so unempathetic. You know, we don't have empathy for you. We do, but y'all ain't got enough for us. So now we giving y'all the same energy. But we get it popping, and that's why y'all are here getting on our nerves instead of getting it popping with our government. So that comes off weak to me, y'all. But stop diminishing our ancestors because we've been boomed more than once on our own land. But we're still here on our land. And we're not imposing on nobody else like they do to us. Our land.
All right. Halo, we're gonna have to rotate the panel shortly, so Halo can go ahead. I'm trying to.
Sorry,
Okay,
one.
can y'all hear me?
Oh,
Hold
sorry.
on. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
It ain't weird, sound weird because I'm on my Bluetooth. Okay, so
It is a little background when I speak, so I'm gonna just speak
oh
quiet.
well let me cut this Bluetooth off. Can y'all is it better?
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to say, as far as when it comes to Black American and our culture, they know that we're the most inspirational around the world. So, you know, we wasn't gatekeeping in then. We were letting everybody in, letting everybody just, you know, because we was, you know, we're very welcoming people. And we started to notice how we letting them in, but they're coming in stealing ish off the shelf. Like, hold up, put that. No, we told you you can borrow it. He didn't say you can take it. You know what I'm saying? So they start taking ish and trying to put their name on it. And that's not the only thing they as far as our culture, but them saying Haiti saying they freed us is what got me confused because if they really dig into our history, they'll know that we've been rebelling against our slave masters. They'll know about the poisoning that we did to them. They'll know about all the little things that we were doing. If that's the case, then what is a runaway slave? If you freed us and you was the reason why we was freed, then why was we running away? What's a runaway slave? And it's another thing. Like, do they not know back then they didn't want us to read? So what makes you think they want us to know what was going around the world? We didn't know what you was doing over there. We didn't have Facebook to get on Facebook to see what Haiti was doing. So for you to sit up here and lie and say that you freed somebody because you want to include yourself into American history, because when you look around, you ain't got no impact over here. So you trying to include yourself in every which way, just like the Latinos, just like everybody else. You see that Black Americans got more impact in America, and you can't stand that. Because you ran away from your third world country and you can't stand the fact that there's Black people in America that's in a first world country because you wish you came from a first world country. You abandoned your country to come over here and try to include yourself in history. What about your history? Be proud of your history. And I don't understand it. You want me to be bad, feel bad to be Black American, but you ain't feeling bad to be from a failed homeland. But deep down inside, you do feel. You want me to feel just as down as you because you had to flee to go into somebody else's nation to join another nation. And we never had to flee. Name me one Black American that's got a Haitian accent
Name me one Black American that got a Canada accent. We don't go around fleeing. We don't go around fleeing. We keep our accent. We keep our culture. And now we gatekeeping. Okay. So at the end of the day, I honestly don't need. We don't need y'all. Okay. Delineation is in full effect, and honestly, there's no try to rekindle nothing. We're done. So me personally, I don't hate. I don't I don't HATEU, but I'm gonna have to stand for my people, and I'm gonna have to do what's right for my people. And as far as it goes, like we don't skip the screaming unity now. You had all this time to do something. You ain't did nothing then. You ain't gonna do it now. So don't get to saying that we're causing division. You been delineated. So you been causing division when you went into politics and told them that you want to take Black history away. So don't get mad when we like, hold up, and check that ish. Okay, me personally, I think you need to go back to your homeland and you need to build your homeland. You need to get in those politics because they need you more. They need the doctors. They need all that over there. We don't need you over here. Never did. And don't get jealous of us because we the richest out the whole Black diaspora. Latinos too, we richer than you two. Come to find out we got more billionaires and millionaires than you two. That's why you mad and upset and you keep trying to steal and cling on to our culture. So me personally,
we don't want you here. We don't need you here.
Yeah, we don't want you here. We don't need you. We don't want you. Okay. We don't need you. What have you did for the Black community now? You said we're stronger together. We're stronger. Okay, so when it's gonna get stronger together? Because you've been over here for how long? And ain't nothing happened then. It ain't gonna happen now. I'm tired of hearing that. You ain't gonna keep on gaslighting me and manipulating me, talking about we're stronger than ever. We're stronger than ever. Then you turn around and go sit in politics and say we don't need reparations. No, they ain't gonna work like that. You had all this time. Now it's over. Time is up for you. I don't believe you gonna do nothing for us. So therefore, go mind your business and go build in your homeland. Cause this ain't your business over here. We ain't over there in your politics. We ain't over there looking and lurking and seeing what's going on. What crimes you got going on there? We ain't looking and lurking on doing none of
There's
it.
a lot of people
But
haven't.
maybe we need to start. Maybe we need to start since you want to come over here talking about Black on Black crimes. Let's see your black on Black crimes. Because last I checked, your people is the reason why you don't even want to go back home. So I'm gonna land my plane.
All right, all right.
Thank you, Mama.
There's when people talk about unity and there's strength in numbers. Numbers can make you strong. That's true, but numbers can also make you weak, and that's something that we don't talk about. Having numbers can, yes, it can help, but it can also do more harm than good. And what we've been realizing is that it has actually been doing more harm than good. Right now, we don't need a large group of people, okay? We need a very small amount of people who are super focused, super loyal, super dedicated to the cause. That's what we need. We don't need a whole bunch of people. We've been having a lot of people, and you would think the more people come over here, the better we would be, but actually it's been having the opposite effect. All right. So no, we need to clear the room and get the riffraff out. We need to trim the fat. Because right now we got way more fat than we got meat. We got to trim all this fat off. And then we're going to have some good, solid stuff right there. That's what we need.
Can
Talk
I say
about we
one more
need
thing?
more people. For what? Because these people aren't helping anything. They're just in the way. Honestly. So yeah,
Can I say?
it's a lot of, we got to trim the fat. That's what we're doing right now.
Can I say one more thing? I wanted to say something to that white tea man, but I didn't want to, He said, we are not our ancestors. We weren't enslaved. But let me tell you something. I'm going to collect that debt for my ancestors that your ancestors did. Because last I checked, y'all still eating off us picking cotton. So with that being said, you took generational wealth from us. We would have so much more if you didn't come in and did what you did, your ancestors. So off the fact of my ancestors, let me tell you, my ancestors told me it's okay to collect that debt from you. And when they say I'm not my ancestors, oh baby, I'm my ancestors. And what my ancestors can't say right now, because they unalive, I'm gonna say for them. So don't tell me that you weren't in. I don't care if I wasn't. You still eating off the back of my ancestors, white tea people, all these immigrants, y'all all eating off the back of my ancestors, and you need to pay up. I don't care what you didn't do. Your ancestors did it, so you gotta pay for what your ancestors did. Period. You ain't have a problem when you paid them natives. It wasn't a problem then.
Or the
Wasn't a problem for the
Japanese, or the
Jews.
Japanese.
They wasn't there. They didn't go through what they wasn't the people that went through what their ancestors went through. You didn't have a problem paying them. So don't have that same smoke for Black Americans. And I'm gonna land my plane.
All right, thank you. My brother cousin.
Afro, real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to thank you for letting me on real quick, and now I'm gonna drop so you can rotate your people. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was cool.
You know, there are times I love Halo, but Halo gets so raw. And now it's beautiful in this rawness, but she hit him hard, and I love it. But I also hate coming behind her because she do it good and she do it well. Okay. That being said, greetings to the panel. Thank you for allowing me up. I appreciate you letting me come up in here, brother. The idea, particularly when it comes to this white tea man talking about we don't deserve because we weren't there. My position is real simple. Were our ancestors during that time frame able to petition the government for redress of crimes? I think we all know that the answer was no, not a chance in hell that they could approach the government during that extreme governmental iteration of what they are and what they have become. To sit up here and now say, well, I wasn't there, you are as sickeningly small-minded as you can be. Trying to use some real friendly TikTok words here, y'all. But I would like for us as FBA particularly, and let me try and put this properly. When it comes to the term American exceptionalism, that aspect of propaganda does not include FBA. We are our own exceptionalism. What the United States government has done and accomplished across the land as a governing force has very, very little to do with FBA. What the government has done, I cannot fully say I embrace what this government has done. And to ask me to accept some of the crimes that this government has participated in as all of us, no. That is not my wish. That is not what I am going to say I am connected to. The idea that the America that we set up was supposed to be so that everyone could properly have a chance, I'm going to take that as the exceptionalism that we as FBA are responsible for. I cannot accept any other idea of American exceptionalism because the government has only shown itself to be exceptional in its crimes against humanity. Now, that being said, I was trying to speak on another live, and I'll try and be as quick as I can, brother. And I was trying to speak clearly, but they had this young lady who was just immensely disrespectful. When it came to those of us who say that we have some Native American in their ancestry, it was poo-pooed as if it didn't happen, it didn't occur. Now, when I hear this argument, this was a very young lady. She told me she was 25 years old, and she had all the knowledge in the world. She said that the reclassification of Indians to Negroes didn't happen. I have no problem with her having this stance. But what I will say is when you take that stance and position, what you are saying is that the 5 tribes you have no problem saying that the black people who were there during that time frame didn't exist. They continually try and ask us, well, where's your proof? No, it didn't happen that way. But the 5 tribes clearly say that we are not going to share our gifts or gifts, goodies, and giveaways from the United States government with these black people that we've had alongside us this entire time. I find it offensive to take such a small-minded approach, and I think those of us who can see beyond our immediate tree that's in front of our face, so we can see the entire forest, I think that they have so much more to learn. And I'll end it with this. When it comes to our immigrant brothers and sisters, wherever you may be from, when it comes to FBA and what we are talking about, I would clearly tell you to please sit your hind parts in the back pew and get all of the lessons before you attempt to run up to the pulpit and preach to the church. I'll land it right there, brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, cousin. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. Let's get to let me see, Starboy.
What's good, Afro? What's good, BX? Thank you for bringing me up. I had a lot to say. A lot of people went. It was. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
You good?
Okay. A lot of people went before me, so now it's like, damn. But especially Halo, she always go hard, so now it's like, wow. But first off, I wanted to just kind of piggyback off of what the gentleman was saying, as far as our lineage, as far as us being Native American. I just want to say something. I don't want to offend anybody. I wasn't going to mention this, but I just think it needs to be said. The $92 trillion that Black Americans, descendants of chattel slavery, are owned, exists. That estimate exists within the last 500 years. As somebody who is 28 years old, it's a lot of different estimates on it. I'm gonna say 98 trillion, but some people say 22 trillion. Regardless, what we're owed for reparations is the same amount as America's GDP. It's actually more than America's GDP. And that's why they really don't want to peel back the layers on giving us our reparations, because they don't know how deep it goes. They don't know, once they open Pandora's box, it's going to go very deep, and it's going to require a lot of money to be spent. So Black Americans, just first of all, realize you're walking around worth $22 trillion or more. Your money has just been stolen from you, and it's not in your possession, but it's still ours. It belongs to us. But secondly, I just wanted to say, I don't really feel like it's productive to try and teach Africans or Hispanics or Asians or anybody from the migrant diaspora our lineage as far as us being Native American. Because I've been in many panels, as somebody who's maybe younger than some people on the panel, as a person who's gone to an HBCU, these people don't care. And they're fully aware that we have Native American ancestry. They don't care. They don't care. I feel like it's a waste of time. And I think that we need to really refocus on who we have those type of conversations in front of, because it's like entertainment to them. But secondly, I just wanted to say, I wanted to mention, speak on something that Astro had mentioned earlier. He stated that, Black people recently have just started to realize all of the contributions that we've made. Like, we've always known that we made contributions to the United States. We've always known we've been inventors. But like I said, for me personally, as somebody who's younger, I've like this entire foundational Black American movement has inspired me to actually do like a lot more research. And I'm realizing that like we've pretty much engineered the entire world. Like, we created the steam engine, the traffic light, the sliding doors for the elevator, the lube engine. And so like everything we've created is used globally. There's nobody in the world that's not using an escalator or an elevator or a microphone. We created the wired microphone that's used in 90% of our electronic devices. Is literally used in the cell phones that we're using today. We created that. And so when I see, and this is me speaking to the migrant community, when I see immigrants come from other countries who are not white, because you will never be viewed as white in the eyes of a white American, and you will never be viewed as white in the eyes of a Black American. And your proximity to whiteness will never grant you privilege. So when I see people come to our country and mock us when even though they're fleeing their country, they still are using our inventions in their country that they're fleeing. They're coming here to use more of our inventions and more of our technology. And I see them talking down on us, and I see them living in certain types of communities or in certain circles, and they have the same mentality as a YT person, a YT supremacist American. And I just want to tell you guys that your proximity will never save you because you have no privilege. When it really boils down to it in America, the migrants, like that dude from Angola who was talking about us on TV, who's not even Black American, speaking on our lineage, speaking about what we need to do to fix ourselves, repeating the same things he's heard from his white peers, he has zero privilege in America. There's nothing protecting him based on his skin color, based on his lineage, nothing. And so I think that, like, to me, like, just talking about the things we've invented that have contributed to the world globally, thinking about how we consistently invented things during the entire timeline of slavery. And I'm trying to me, it's probably like I'm really trying to grasp with the fact of how small a lot of other people look to me in the United States of America. And I know people contribute everything from their different countries and they have all their own cultures and contributions. But in the United States of America, like, it makes no sense. And I feel like it's a shame before God that Black Americans have dealt with so much anti-Blackness from so many different communities in this country when none of them have done an inch of what we've done in this country. Not even white Americans have done what we've done. They come here and they celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving with pride, to be so patriotic and so American, celebrating the holidays of all of the incidents that robbed them from something, that took something from another culture, that is a example of conquering another culture. They will celebrate that with a smile, to be patriotic. But to tell them that we deserve reparations because we invented things like the traffic light, our women were used, had their cells taken from their body to use for cancer research. The reason that we have cancer research and cancer therapy today is because of a Black American woman. And we can't even get a thank you for that. At the bare minimum, if y'all didn't even know what we invented, just slavery alone should be common knowledge to know that slavery contributed to the foundation of America and made America a superpower. We should get a thank you just for that at the very least. And so to me, I'm just trying to really come to terms with my perspective on society, because it's like my eyes have been opened and I'm just seeing things a lot differently. I think we need to really protect our culture and our heritage. And I hope that what's happening right now is us waking up so that we can kind of like really come back to the table and really start creating new ideas, new inventions. Because even if we left this world on a UFO tomorrow, I feel like the world will only be left with the residuals of the blueprints that we have here. And they will have to try to figure out how they can expand off of that. But wherever we go, I feel like we're always going to be creative. We're always going to create new things and advance our society. We just have to really come together and put our minds together like we did before. But I just wanted to say that, like, I'm really just having a difficult time kind of like just my perspective of society has changed. I feel very special. I'm very proud to be a Black American. I'm learning about Black inventors that I didn't even know about. There's so many. It never stopped. Like, since they brought us here from the beginning, we were inventing things. Everything in America, from the culture as far as musically, economically, the banking systems, everything, the school systems, the college, it's all us. And we don't get anything for it. And we have people from other countries who barely speak our language looking down on us, talking down to us. And I just feel like something has to be done about it. It can't,
That's
like,
true. Y'all gotta tap the screen, get the likes up. Come on now, get the likes
I'm
up.
sorry, but I'm gonna wrap it up. But I'm just gonna say, like, we just gotta say no. I feel like it's time for Black America to say no in every essence of the word. And whatever retaliation we get from that, we just gotta really have faith that God is on our side and that we're gonna be okay. But we cannot continue on living in a society so low vibrational, so unappreciative, so careless, racist. I think it's time we take our energy elsewhere.
So, there's not going to be no pushback. This is as far as it's going to go. I mean, even my children are like, they don't got this animosity in real life. So, now, nothing's going to happen to us. We're only going to progress. But I want to say this. If we left on a spaceship, guess what? They'll build one to come be behind us because they always got to be under us for some reason. They never leave us alone. And I just want some peace sometimes. They even moving to the south. I'm like, Y'all really moving to the South instead of moving back home and building them homelands? Like, they doing too much. And it's like their culture stops evolving because they're so busy trying to pick us apart and take parts of ours and say they created it. Like, this is really a lot. But as far as anything happening to us because we're telling them no, nothing physical is going to happen to us from them. No, we're not going to say that.
Right, and I
But
just
they
want
are
to
in
say
our
something.
government running amok. They are in our government running amok. So we do have to take care of that. This is just them complaining and getting on our nerves. But the real work has to be done off this app. But this is the first step to awareness. The government is what counts. We got to get them out.
Yep, that's very true. That's very, very, very true. I appreciate y'all patience. We'll get to striving, and then we'll get to Shamo. I don't know how to pronounce the rest, and then we'll move on from there. Striving, you got it.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up? I came up. I came up because of what you guys were saying about Haiti, and that's what kind of made me want to come up and say something, right? So, Haiti is actually, and thinking about something. Two things. Haiti winning that war actually made things worse for us here because those Frenchmen didn't go back home. They came here. They came to the States. And because of that situation, it prolonged slavery to the amount of time that it did. And also, Haiti is also a good example of why we should mind our business and we should focus on ourselves because Haiti didn't just liberate Haiti. Haiti funded and gave guns to Bolivar.
You
You
can't
can't
say
say
that.
that GG word. You
No.
got to say pew pew. Striver, come
Oh,
on.
my bad.
Come
Okay,
on, brother.
he gave money and pew pews to Bolivar, and they helped liberate all of South America. So it wasn't just Haiti. All of South America. That's all Haiti. And how is Haiti being repaid for that? They can't go over there. They kicking them out. Every place Haiti tries to go, the Haitians try to go. They kicking them out. In spite of the fact that not only did they give pew pews and money to Bolivar, they didn't even ask him. They didn't even ask the man for nothing in return. They didn't. So and those nations don't even have it in themselves to return the favor. So and so I just want to throw that out there as a good example of because when because of the guy who came up here and was saying about how we should worry about other people and what's going on in other countries and all that kind of stuff like that. No, we shouldn't because when you dealing because these people what I'm noticing is that wealth and all that is really in the character of the people. Anything that these nations need to build themselves up and make themselves stronger, it comes from them. It doesn't come from the land, it comes from them. And if they don't have the character to manifest none of those things, it's never going to happen. South America, they didn't have the character or had what it took take to liberate themselves. So Haiti stepped in, and because those people didn't have the character to do it themselves, look at how they're repaying Haiti. So, and I just wanted to drop that. You know what I'm saying, say that little piece, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop.
Mm, that's deep. That's deep. That's deep.
Hi,
All right. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm gonna drop after I say this. But
Wait,
w-
before you go, where are your people from?
my people are from Jamaica and Haiti.
Okay. Were you born?
Drop after you
You were
say,
born
let
in
us
America, right?
I
respond.
was born in Orlando.
Okay.
Um,
I'm very careful of how I depict Black people generally, wherever they come from, because there has been this global I can't even say that word, villainization of Black people wherever they are. So I'm not gonna contribute to a negative stereotype or ideology or thought path of demeaning people or persons, especially given the historical impact of that. I'm not going to say that African Americans are blase, not understanding or not taking account of the American oppression that they have gone through and have succeeded under, whether this is happening within the community or this is happening within the community. Regardless, I'm not going to say that about Africans, knowing that there are European colonial impacts with that, with trading and political warfare, basically what's happening there. Same with Haiti, or the buying up of beaches in Jamaica by Chinese industries. I'm not going to blame the people that are oppressed on their oppression. I'm never going to do that. I one thing I will say is that there is a very huge disconnect with the diaspora that I hate and I actually despise, of the generalization of the opinions that one group has towards another. Because that's based on different experiences. And yes, you can meet a Caribbean that thinks this way about African Americans, or you can meet an African American that thinks this way about Haitians. I can never, knowing how much I love Black people everywhere and how much I've learned through African history and Caribbean history, as well as South American history, again, vilify them or demean them or make their cause less than. One thing I will say is that African Americans 100% do deserve reparations. That's something that I would fight for. That's something that I would be vocal. Wherever you need me, I'll go. Absolutely. I'm 100% behind prison reform, as well as medical industries making sure that they are taking care of Black women's bodies and not treating them like experiments. Oh, I get very passionate and emotional about this. And with that hurt between an interpersonal, why am I getting emotional? This is ugh. Okay. Anyways, with that relationship between those diasporas, I think it's very important to have an accord of what Blackness means to you. And if you want to be tribal in that sense, okay, be tribal, but understand what that means and how that impacts the rest of Black people everywhere. Because if you're traveling, that's going to affect you, because you can't travel without experiencing racism. And again, I think it's very distasteful. I think it's very horrible that there's a way of which certain people have on this panel spoken so hateful against other people outside of the
One moment.
U.S.
One
And
moment. What was
She's almost
exactly
done.
hateful?
hold on, I'm
Okay.
so sorry. Whether that's saying that their homelands are shithole countries without
Well, that's the
understanding.
chat. Don't
Hold on.
let's talk about the panel.
Yeah, no, somebody on the
I saw that.
Halo actually said that.
Who's
Halo said
Here
that.
to
Well, she's
defend
not here
herself.
anymore,
that here? She
but
didn't
it's
say
She's
that.
not.
okay. I'll go
Well,
ahead and concede to that. That's fine. Regardless, I think it's just very dangerous sentiments that go around, that it is actually feeding into a white Eurocentric, white supremacist ideology, because in no way am I going to demean a Black people for anything, regardless, because anything could be said. Shots could be fired back immediately, with third world cities happening in America that are largely Black populace. But I understand that there are social and economic systems in America that keep them there, and also like poison their waters and all of these things.
Hold on,
So
hold on. Our
I
water
would,
system
I
is
would,
fixed.
I
Why
would.
isn't Jamaica in charge of their own waterways? Why can't the fishermen fish? Why? Because y'all people are over here in our government are running amok and undermining us. So I would like to say this.
Okay,
When
thank you
you
so
see
much.
an
That's all I
FB,
had
one
to say.
moment,
You
one
guys
moment,
have
one
done.
moment, don't
No, I
drop,
don't
If you
think
don't
want,
that this
drop,
is
if
a
one
you
good
moment.
fit
want, ma'am,
conversation,
When
ma'am, we
you,
but
let you go,
again,
and
that's
we're
what I
gonna
when
have
want
a
to
you
say. I love
dialogue.
Black
see,
people. I hope you guys all
No,
succeed.
ma'am, we're gonna
right,
have a
but
dialogue.
No, it's
we're
That's
not
okay.
African
cowardly. Don't do
American.
that. We're trying to
That's
have a
okay.
respectful conversation. Okay.
With BX, the way that she speaks, unfortunately, I'm
Hold
unable to
on.
engage with
Just
her.
just hear
Okay,
us out,
sensitive
ma'am.
one.
Come on. You can't come up here and say you want peace and respect, and then you say what you got to say, and then leave before somebody else gets to say anything.
You
Come on.
guys can
Let's have a
respond to what I say when I leave
So
no,
now.
no.
I was
Thank you.
Stay
no,
God
on
bless.
here
ma'am.
so we can have
I
a
was just
conversation.
giving you direction on how to address us. We're not African
Okay.
American. We
Okay.
prefer
We all
foundational
see that.
Black American, man.
Okay, now all of
Thank
this,
you,
you being
Terry.
hateful
Yeah.
and all of this and all of this, she went uninterrupted. Okay, and she was very long-winded. She went uninterrupted for a good minute. Nobody cut her off. Nobody rushed her. Nobody did none of that. All right, and then the second she's done. Now she went, okay, I got to get out of here. Oh no, come on now. Come on, don't do that. Let's have a conversation now. You said things, now let's have a conversation about it. This is how you know they really don't have no good intention. Because if she really wanted to have a good intention and to get to the bottom or to find a solution to anything, she would have engaged respectfully and genuinely in the conversation. And I would have respected that. Even if we agreed to disagree, I would have respected the fact that she stayed and we engaged in a good, respectful conversation. Okay. But don't say what you got to say then dip. That's cowardly. That's very cowardly.
But Afro, my next sentiment was gonna because she kept saying African American. I was just gonna tell her when she's in this space or when she sees me on another platform to call us Foundational Black Americans or FBA. That is our preferred cultural ethnonym. That is what we're going by, and that's what we're pushing to have on the censuses and stuff. So we would just want to be called what we are and what we're telling our government to call us. That was going to be my next line. But that whole third world countries and water, this and that, Flint is fixed. What is Haiti's excuse? What is Jamaica's excuse? What is some nations over there in Africa's excuse? Haiti is, not Haiti, Flint has their water fixed. And I want to say this about Flint. When Flint first came to my attention, it was Philly, a truckload. They were Pan African, had a truckload, more than one truck, y'all, and was sending cases of water to Flint. But then the celebrities caught on, and then they kind of, the Philly to Flint guys kind of subsided in the background. But my whole point is we don't flee, we don't leave another one in peril, right? I have watched Haitians on this app during Haitian Heritage Month going at us and our Creoles, telling our Creoles they are the real Creoles and Louisiana is a branch off of that. Like doing the most weirdest stuff, but I'm also seeing Haitian women in Haiti chanting and asking the men to come back home.
Yep.
So y'all coming up here talking
Now,
about we third world country. No, we're not. And
yeah,
even if you can never say America's third world, honey.
and here's the
Can.
thing.
Go ahead,
We
Apple.
don't rejoice in the subjugation or the demise of the diaspora. We're not out here being all like, oh, I love what's going on in the Congo right now. Oh my God, Haiti is bad. We're not happy and gleeful to see that or even say that about them. But in order to solve any problem, think of yourself like a doctor. In order to solve any problem, you have to first analyze the situation. Okay. You can't solve a issue, cure nobody, do no surgery unless you analyze exactly what the situation is and then how it got there and then what you're going to have to do to fix it. If we're going to be honest, they're in that situation because they don't have a very important cultural aspect that we have. All right. And us saying that they should learn from it and then they should be like, you know what, you're right. And then take that, learn, fix their issue. All right. But what happens is they will come over here and they will brag about being doctors and lawyers. Did you see the situation with Amanda Seals? How she was arguing with some tether, and they was all like, "Oh, well, Nigerians come over here. We're being doctors and lawyers, and we're not twerking." And I'm like, "Hold on. Now you gonna come over here talking about the degrees y'all get and the esteem and respect y'all have, and if we say something about Nigeria, y'all gonna call that xenophobic, and y'all gonna say that's anti-African, and y'all gonna say that's this way." So it seems as if the attacks can only come to one direction. We can just receive attacks from everybody in the diaspora indefinitely, and the second we start firing back, okay, then it's an issue, and we're not gonna have that. And like I said, I honestly would have engaged in a conversation if she would have stayed. But you want to say what you got to say and then dip off? That's cowardly. And that shows that that's the type of mentality that doesn't solve problems. And a lot of y'all do that.
Let me interject this right quick. I want to ask those within the diaspora, if you are not doing tether behavior, tether actions, why are you coming to the defense of who we are calling tethers? They are saying and doing things that FBA finds offensive. Why are you coming to their aid if you personally have not partaken in that particular action or activity?
Mm-hmm.
I really want to get an answer for that.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. Let me get to. I appreciate y'all patience. Thank y'all so very much. Let me get to Leo K.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. BX, I'm sure you're going to ask me about my heritage. So if you want me to answer that, I can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just your ethnic group.
Okay,
Your ethnic
perfect.
group.
My mom's African American. She goes by African American, and my dad is Ghanaian, and I was born and raised in London.
Ask you a question. When you say your mom is like African from the continent, or she's a
Yes.
descendant of U.S. chattel slavery?
No, she's African from the continent, born and raised in America, and my dad is directly from the continent,
Okay,
Where's her
so
lineage from? Where's her?
Ghana as well.
Okay, so they're both from Ghana, but your
Yeah,
mother identifies as an African American.
yeah, correct.
Okay,
okay,
and you
I
were
get.
born in America, or you were born in London?
Born and raised in London, and now I'm living in America.
All right.
Can I just give this guidance to your mom? So we're having an issue. So we are a reclassified people, right? Foundational Black Americans are a reclassified people. Our reclassification denotes that we were on this land between a certain time period, and our ancestors could be found between 1863 and 1865. That's our emancipation period, and found on any United States of America census of 1870. We were reclassified as a whole to African American in the late 1980s. That's not for your mom.
Okay.
It's okay for her to say that she is Ghanaian American.
And she says
But the
that too.
20,
She does say that too.
right. Yeah, because what that is a form of erasure on my ethnic, because you can't
I
migrate
understand.
into an ethnic.
And I just want to
Thank
state that
you.
I might be misrepresenting her. So I can only kind of
Okay.
express myself. So, but BX, I really do appreciate you even explaining that. I really do appreciate it. The reason I came up on the panel is to give a different voice. So first of all, Afro Elite, you explained why your, FBA movement is happening and just kind of like gatekeeping. I 100%, respect that, and I agree. I won't say too much about what I've done, but the reason why I'm here in America is to celebrate and push African American FBA culture, and FBA culture on bigger platforms. And I won't say too much, but I've worked with people who were foundational in hip hop and making hip hop what it is today. I don't want to say too much about my background and where I work. The reason I did that is growing up in London, we didn't have the same push, the same culture, the same impact that FBA and African Americans had in the industry. So a lot of us who were born in the 90s or the 80s, we grew up not necessarily co-opting black culture, but feeling empowered by what happened in America. Like a lot of us are wearing jerseys, or we were listening to just hip hop from the 90s. A lot of us moved over there. So there was Money Love. I'm not sure if anyone's old enough to know Money Love, who worked with Queen Latifah. Um, I forgot the guy with.
In the middle, where you at?
Right,
In the
right,
middle. Yes,
right,
I love
right,
Moni
right.
Love. Hmm.
So this is the thing,
Yeah.
like London. I can't speak. I'm African, but I can't speak for on behalf of the whole African continent because I was born and raised in London. So I'm not sure if you're putting me in the category of Africans or whatever. I just want to say that I want to give on publicly here. I want to give everyone their flowers for how you've shaped my life. And Starboy, you said the African continent and Africans don't care about Native American heritage. I respectfully, and I'm just going to say this in the most respectful way, I'm going to disagree with you because I want to know more. Like, if there's something that we've been told that's incorrect, please educate me. Please let me know.
Well, before you go there, I got a question
Yeah.
because hip hop. I would like to know. You said you're working within the hip hop, trying to push certain things to the forefront. Who do you think created hip hop?
African Americans, FBA. Simple. There's no
Period. Point blank.
period.
Just us,
Period.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
But that's what I'm
My
trying to
gal.
say.
Look,
This
is
is
she
this
African?
is what I'm
Nah,
trying
thank
to
you for
say.
that, though.
But
Thank
this
you.
is what I'm trying to say. You've had people. This is the first time I've been on this panel, but I see people across TikTok, across Twitter, talking nonsense about stuff that most of us here are not even saying. And then, they're speaking loudly and representing us. And I'm sitting here pissed off because I'm just like, that's not what we believe. Like, nobody here in London, well, I wouldn't say nobody, but most 95% of people in London, they're not gonna say people in Britain created hip hop or people in Africa created hip. No one is gonna say that. But you got people up on this panel or other panels who are speaking for the whole diaspora who are not FBAs. And that's why I had to come up on the panel to say it is love. Like, if you come down to London, like, everyone's going to be like, oh, where are you from? You're from New York. Oh, you're from, Brooklyn. You're from the Bronx. They're going to tell you who inspired them. They're going to show you love. Not everybody is going to show you love, but 95%. So that's why I wanted to come up on this panel, because I think Bia whatever said something about Africans not about Beyonce, and I was just like, that's a crocker. I'm not gonna swear, but it's nonsense. Like, I root for everybody black. Like, I'm not here to. I'm from London. I don't kiss, whatever. I root for everybody black. When George Floyd happened, it hurts
You
Mm.
me. Like,
felt the pain.
100%, 10,000%. Nearly left my job to, you know what I mean? Like, when that thing happened in August 5th, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, when the guy threw his cap up in the sky, I nearly hopped up on a plane to come. You know what I mean? Like, I'm black. It doesn't matter whether someone is from Africa or from America, they're indigenous to America. It does not matter. If somebody calls me the N word or someone calls someone else the N word and they have a similar skin tone to me, it's gonna piss me off. It's gonna pain me. The way I'm talking right now, it's midnight right now. I'm back in London right now. And so that's what I'm saying. If you believe in delineation, 100% you got my support. You don't need it, but you got my support, because yes, you should gatekeep the culture, because there's people in Poland making hip hop music and hating black people. You know what I mean? Like, this is foundational to America. So yeah, I'm sorry to
Well,
get
okay. Look, no, thank you. Now, you live in London, or are you in London right now, or
I'm
what's?
in London right now for family, yeah, but I'm going back.
Can I
I
can
live
I
in
ask you a
London.
question?
Hold
Yes,
on,
You
yes.
don't mind if I
let me
ask you a
just
question?
answer
Oh,
this
go ahead, brother.
real quick. Okay, so you do like live. Your residence is in America, right?
It is, yes, correct.
Okay. Well, that's good. Okay, that's good, and you can be very helpful. What is your stance on? I don't want to make any assumptions.
Yeah.
And I hope this is correct, but what is your stance on reparations?
There's no question that reparations should be happening. Like, hands down. There's no debate. Even here in the UK, I
Mm.
didn't even know when I was here in the UK, like, permanently, that we were paying slave owners. So the people who came from the UK to come and enslave the descendants of the enslavers who came and did whatever they needed to do, we were paying them through our taxes. I didn't even know that. So not
Until
only
2015.
yeah, 2018, yeah, correct, exactly. I didn't even know that. So there's no question in my mind that reparations should be paid with tax and with the adjustment of inflation. You will not get any kind of debate from me on that.
Okay. Second question is also very important, almost just as important. Who do you think the American government owes reparations to?
The people that they enslaved.
Okay, so that would be FBA, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So here's how you can help.
Okay.
Because right now, in multiple different states and multiple different cities, we have different reparations task force. I don't know where you're located. I'm not gonna ask you to say that publicly,
Okay.
whatever the case may be, because I don't want people to try to find you or something crazy.
Right.
But we do have multiple different states where there's reparations task force and things like that, and people who like Westmore and Maryland who vote no against reparations because Westmore is Jamaican, according to him. He's half Jamaican and half FBA, but he is totally on his Jamaican side. So we have people who are running the reparations conversations, who are elected officials, and they need to be voted out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So this is something that BX has raised the issue of, is that what we need to do next election cycle, we need to start galvanizing people to vote them out. Like, for instance, in Los Angeles, the Congressional Black Caucus, they all need to go. Okay. Um, Folk in New York who are stalling reparations, they need to go. In Chicago, who are doing a bunch of damage in City Hall and Brandon Johnson, they need to go. So we need to start voting them out. All right. So these are ways that you can help. You know what I'm saying? So
In what sense?
these are actions.
To
That's
vote
one.
them out.
Huh? Yeah, that's one
Okay.
thing because they all got to go. All right, because they're all trying to stall reparations. That's one thing. Um, shit. Okay, that's one thing. Two things. Okay, we also need someone, and it would be very good for you because you do have an African background and then you lived in UK or whatever the case is. We need someone to counteract all of the anti-Black American vitriol that we see and propaganda that we see online. And that might be very difficult, but it's very necessary. And you will have FBA support. As you can see, there are some people who do it, not many, but there are some people who do it, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever the case is, they do it and they work as a defense to a degree, to the best of their ability, or they counter the propaganda that is against us. All right. So, for instance, in the UK, there were some things where they were talking about how Black Americans are ignorant. Black Americans don't know this and don't know that, and we don't read and we don't travel and we don't do this and we don't do this, or whatever the case is. The thing you just said about we don't believe that and they're the loud minority or whatever the case is, we need some the on code majority to overshadow the loud minority. Because right now, whether it's the UK, whether it's the Caribbean, or whether it's Africa, the loud minority is overshadowing everybody and is acting as if they're the representatives. So now what we need is counterbalance from you all to offset that.
I've got a few ideas. Maybe we can speak offline about how I
Okay,
can do
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
for
You mind if
sure.
I ask you a couple of
Yeah,
questions,
yeah.
sister?
Sure. And then I have one or two questions to ask, but I know that you want to reset the panel as well. But I just want to have this discussion. So please do ask me the question.
Okay.
What was your level and or where did you get your formal education and what did that education give you about slavery in America?
That's a very good question. I like the fact that you asked that question. So I have a degree, and all throughout what you call high school and middle school, we call secondary school. So all through elementary and secondary school, when it came to, we have Black History Month, which is in October. Black History Month. This is the power of African American and FBA culture. Black History Month, which was created by a Ghanaian in 1987, I believe, to celebrate Black culture, is predominantly talking about African American FBA culture. We watched Roots. We learned about slavery. We learned about and in a very minute kind of way, very sanitized kind of way. My knowledge
They
and my
watered
history.
down your education when it
Yeah,
came to
exactly.
slavery, is what I'm getting at.
Exactly. To
Okay.
keep
And
their hands
now,
clean. But I did,
where
yeah, go ahead.
that education you received was in London?
Yeah. I was born and raised in London, yeah.
Okay. It's come to my understanding that the brothers and sisters on the continent have even less or a more watered down version of what slavery was when it came to foundational black Americans. And so they come over here with this belief that that's all we were. They have no concept of what the actual struggles and accomplishments that we've accomplished are. And they come over with that mentality that we don't know anything, because that is a significant portion that I have seen where they like to talk about and to us that we just don't understand. We're not privy to the information. And I would like for, as Afro has asked, and say, if you could become our advocate or one of our advocates on that side, speaking to the true nature of what occurred and the pains and struggles and the crimes that were committed against us,
Yeah.
that would be beneficial to us.
Okay, so
And I would go ahead, sister.
so cousin uncle, for me,
Just call me
because I,
cousin, baby.
okay, that's cool. Because I haven't been to Ghana on a regular basis, and I'm not the best person to. I don't know much about the education system there. You probably know more than I do. As I said, I was born and raised in London. I'm very proud of my Ghanaian heritage, but I was born and raised in London. What I know and what I want to bridge the gap on, because this is where the miscommunication is. And Afro, I'll make it quick because I know you want to freshen up the panel. Is I think there's just been this miscommunication across every single thing, and I don't want to blame any race, but I can see being Ghanaian of heritage, being born and raised in London, having ex-partners who are African American, and going and traveling and knowing a lot about African American culture and FBA culture as well. I can see that there are like agents for the opposition, where the divide and conquer thing we haven't even discussed the divide and conquer situation. One group is being told that FBAs don't know their culture, they're ignorant, this, that, and the third. Black British people are being told that they're not as important as FBAs. We support FBA entertainers, culture, TV shows more than our own. Let someone like Busta Rhymes versus a local MC in London be here, and we will all rush to Busta Rhymes. Like, we will put FBA artists on a pedestal.
Hold on. You see, this is where being on the outside, you may miss a few things.
Okay, go ahead.
Busta Rhymes is a Caribbean who has disrespected foundational Black Americans, saying that hip hop is not our creation, and if it had not been for Jamaicans and Puerto Ricans, it wouldn't be where it is. He's also one who spreads that rhetoric that we don't have no culture. Meanwhile, listen to this, Leo K. Because I believe he either came here at a very young age or was born and raised here. His parents are Jamaican, but a lot of people, a lot of his fans didn't know he was Jamaican until he said that stuff about us.
So he was hiding in plain sight.
So what you in the UK is looking at, and it comes to somebody like Busta Rhymes, I'm going to say go with your own, because Busta Rhymes sued Black Americans under the bus a long time ago
Okay,
after
BX,
making
give
his
me
income.
give me an artist real quick. My point was that we support FBA artists more than
LL Cool J.
I thought he was
No,
Caribbean as well.
hold on. Wait, hold
He's
on.
Jamaican, right?
He is. But wait. LL Cool J, you know, Tariq Nasheed did microphone check, right? So the response is, instead of staying out of it, they went with Paramount, and now they're doing their own version of microphone check, but they telling it from a mainstream point of view, and Fat Joe is making an appearance. So I wouldn't consider, I would say maybe Big Daddy Kane.
Okay, but yeah, okay. Big Daddy
If we
Kane.
gotta go to the younger one, for me personally, and people might be like, she not FBA, BX. So if Little Kim ain't in there, I would go with Young M.A. just because she has the elements of hip hop as it was born in New York. Freestyle,
Yeah.
she could freestyle, and so she has those elements. But right now it's going to be hard because we're finding out a lot of people are actually what we call tethers, meaning they just used us, and when they got to a certain status, they kind of threw us under the bus. I say wait till the smoke clears and we get to see who was in Paramount and who they were speaking positively on or who gave our culture away to somebody else, the credit for it. Because that'll decide who I'm going to tell you to root for. But right now, it ain't Buster or LL until I see that or hear about that movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's just so any
I didn't know about LL, sister. BX, forgive me, sister. I didn't know about LL
It's
because
okay.
I don't follow I don't follow artists in that particular regard.
Nas is
But
cool.
what if I were
Nas
gonna?
seems like he ain't doing too much.
Queen Latifah,
And
can
he's
we
still
use
fine.
Queen Latifah?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna take it back to the kings. To the kings. If you gonna go and talk about my black brothers in rap,
Run DMC
what's
is in
wrong
that
with Run
movie too,
DMC?
I believe.
Run
I believe
DMC?
they in
Okay.
that movie too. I
Run
believe they in
DMC.
that movie too. That's why we gotta wait till the
Well,
movie come
we
out.
gotta wait because we don't know what they're saying in the movie.
I have no problem
Let's
with
do
that.
Queen
Thank you, sister.
Latifah. Let's do Queen Latifah. Yeah.
We'll do.
Somebody said she
Come,
problematic.
we gonna find a
Let's do
problematic
nobody
person
for
every.
right now.
Snoop
No
Dogg.
Let's do
Someone said Snoop
nobody.
Dogg.
Everybody's gonna dislike it. But
Someone said
let's.
No,
Snoop
he's
Dogg.
just as problematic.
So,
Okay,
okay.
just,
You get my point,
we
though. You
get
get
your
my
point.
point.
I get it though. We get it.
We take our music very seriously.
You know
Yeah.
what? If Slick,
As you
I would give it to Slick Rick. If we had
He's
to go,
British.
say it was a battle of UK. I know. Say it was a battle of UK rappers. Who would I pick? Slick Rick. Why? Because he paid homage
This is
to
the thing,
foundational Black Americans and acknowledge that we created hip hop. He has not been problematic to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
We get
I'm
it,
gonna
but
wrap
I'm
it
gonna
up.
let you get to your point. I'm gonna let you.
Okay, and then I'm gonna drop. So yeah, so thank you so much for giving me this panel. As I said, I'm not here to kiss any ass or anything. Hope I can say that or anything like that. I just wanted to give a different perspective. I think on the education front, I did my own homework. I felt like I was born in the wrong city anyway. Like I'm proud of my heritage, but I felt like I was born in the wrong city because of how empowered I was. Just the music, the culture, and everything like that. And I don't want to take the rhythm and not the blues. Like we go through a very similar thing with the police and everything over here. I'm not sure how much Black British culture is shown over in America. I think there's just a disconnect where we're not talking to each other. And Afro Elite, that's to your point of how can we kind of like bridge the gap. I think that's what we need, like talking to each other with people who actually understand the other side, not these people who are coming up saying you don't have no culture, you're not Native American, you're not this, you're not that. Like, I'm not here to say all of that. I'm proud of my heritage. I'm proud to be African. I'm proud to be British, and I'm proud to do the work I'm doing right here. But I also respect your desire to delineate, to gatekeep. But I just want you to understand that it's not everybody. There are people who understand what's really going on, and just be aware of the game. Be aware of the game.
We know.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so
Can
much.
I say something before she go? I wanted to ask her a question.
I appreciate you, Leo,
Can I
for
ask
using your voice.
Yeah, every so often. I don't know.
I kind of agree with what she said though.
Okay. What do you disagree with?
She said that, it's like she feels like a lot of the issues that we have is that we don't communicate. But okay, that's part of it maybe, but it's not just not communicating. I feel like a lot of Black Brits, a lot of Africans, a lot of people who are from Black diasporas come to America, and not only do they not communicate with Black America, but they align themselves with white tea ideology and white tea supremacy. The same comments that they make about us about being lazy, our men are in prison. Oh, Tyrone, where your daddy at, Tyrone? Everything they say on these podcasts on social media are just white supremacist talking points that they're repeating. We don't go to Britain, and I might go to London or England, and I might not communicate with a single Black Brit, but what you won't catch me doing, no matter what type of status I come from or what class I'm from, I wouldn't sit there and stereotype your entire group of people based on what a white British person has told me. And so I think that's the part that we're missing here. It's not just about not communicating. It's about this adaptation that a lot of people who look like us take to white supremacy when they come to America. So I think that's a huge part of it.
But Starboy, you've actually proven my point because me and you have not communicated, right? We're talking about podcasters. Their goal is to be as ignorant and as viral as possible. You know, at the end of the day, you will never catch me saying that kind of stuff ever in my life. And if you ever hear me, it's not me, right? And I don't want to say too much about my politics or my belief or anything like that. I have to be very careful. You will, let me say this one more time. You will never hear me say that. I get frustrated sometimes when people put the 54 countries of Africa and different people of Africans in one category and say they're Africans as if they're characters from the Proud family. That frustrates me because I am Ghanaian. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it frustrates me when people talk negative about FBAs. Like, I don't like none of it. I want all black people around the world to know their power and for us to learn about everybody else's culture. Like if I told
But
you
that's
about
exactly
my
what my people want too, and that's exactly what my
Okay,
people,
brother. We
Black
got a
Americans, have
lot of other people
crusaded
who
for Black
we have a
liberation.
lot of other people who have not
I'm
speak
sorry.
spoken.
Yeah,
So
you're right. Thank you so much, Afro Elite. Thank you so much, BX. I love your accent. Starboy, it was good talking to you. I'm gonna drop, but thank you so much for your time.
okay, thank you. Just
Thank you, Leo K.
Yes, sister. We appreciate you.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And if you want to help or whatever the case is, then we can talk about other things or whatever the case is offline or whatnot. All right. We're not going to deny nobody. If anybody can be an asset, we're not going to sit up there and deny assets. Okay. We're going to vet them. Okay. Now, she ain't trying to be the spokesperson of FBA, but shit, we ain't going to sit up there and deny no assets. That's y'all missing out on power. What are we doing? Okay. Let's see. They can't be trusted. There's FBAs that can't be trusted. We can't do that now. Yeah,
Forgive me, brother.
this is not a cult. This is This is a whole movement. Okay.
This Prince Honorable UJ Lion, whoever he is, his last, I'm waiting to see you fight your white oppressors, is what he has said. I'm trying to figure out, what does he think the civil rights acts were? What does he think the Civil War was? Waiting to see us fight our white key oppressors? The
But
childish
that's probably not a
thought
real account.
process that these
Okay.
people have. What were you saying, brother?
I was about to say because I don't have too much longer to be on here. I want to make sure I get to everybody.
Okay, brother, I'm out.
If
We're
Leo
good. I'll
K
be
could
quiet.
follow Afro Elite, I would like to hear her. When you have a suitable topic, I would like to hear her thoughts on another topic,
Yeah.
outside of the ones that we just talked about here.
Yeah. If she do, she do. If she don't, she don't. We ain't gonna sit up there and slow down for nobody. You know what I'm saying? But if anybody comes up and says, "Hey, what can I do to help?" I'm gonna give them instructions. I will give instructions. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna rely on them to follow it. But if you want to come up, I got a list of instructions for everybody. I got a job for everybody to do something. Let's get to Megadon.
Afro Elite BX, what's up, Joe?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, Megadon.
Shit, can't call it. I want to say first, shout out to Leo K, because sometimes you need that refresher to feel like not every last one of them, that to not prejudge everybody every single second. Because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of stuff I be hearing these people say, man, I'm kind of extreme thinking about a lot of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna go into too many details about how upset it makes me, but they be doing the most. And shout out to Starboy, because the pride, like you speaking about our lineage in a way that shows a renewed appreciation that's making me smile. And what I want my kids to speak that same way. You are exercising ethnic self-esteem, the confidence in the lineage, the history, and our unique cultural birthright. But the other side of the spectrum is Pan-Africanism. It's produced low ethnic self-esteem. I listen to people on the Pan-African panels attack us. And what's the guy you was doing that you did a show about the other day? That moved to Nigeria, Afro Elite. You know what I'm talking
I know
about?
what. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I won't say the name again, but he was on there attacking us, saying slavery wasn't that bad. Other people had it worse, all this other stuff, right?
Hmm.
And I just noticed the thread that runs through like FBA Pan Africans is one of some of the lowest ethnic self-esteem you can have, because they want to separate from being Black American because of the American part, and it erases our entire history, right? And under the guise of clinging to unity, it will erase everything that we have done, and it gives entitlement to other people to come and just do or say whatever they want in regards to us. I was watching another show earlier where they were breaking down Martin and the whole thing that was going on with the so-called colorism in that show, and they was adding every ism, racism, transit, all of those phobias and isms specifically to our community. And I'm like, they discuss us as from a cosplaying sense so that they could talk directly about us, but everything they can negatively attribute, they can back up and say that's not my community, and don't see how that is a huge problem. Like, uh, I don't know, man. It's so much stuff that'll get you frustrated and boiling on the inside. Sometimes I hear them speaking. It's the same anger I have for a YT person saying the N word.
Mm.
Like, I, I,
I get it. I get it. Because it actually, because when a YT person does it, you kind of expect it. When they do it, it's a sense of betrayal that you feel that you don't feel when a white T person does it. I mean, it's not that that's not painful, or not that that doesn't make you upset, but you don't feel betrayed by a
right.
Karen. You know what I'm saying? So
And
yeah, I understand that.
that add to it, like exactly what you said. The other aspect is we wouldn't have done that to y'all if we went to say Ghana. We would appreciate their culture. We would try and ask, like, okay, am I doing this right? I don't want to offend none of y'all. Let me fit in and make sure I'm engaging with y'all respectfully. What we would not do is tell them we created it and then start trying to like call shots. Like, there is a sickness there when people do this. I don't. It needs to be a new term in the DSM-5 created for specifically what this is, because this is more than just gaslighting. There's too much investment in this. It's got to be a upgradable term from gaslighting. Like, bro. But I appreciate everything you're
It's
doing,
like
bro.
we got to make a new term because gaslighting is something else.
Yeah, they are gaslighting, but it's much deeper. The investment they have in it. But you know what I really think? Global blackness was exported. Well, Black American culture was exported, so it became the default position for global blackness. So
Hmm.
delineation to them feels like they're being robbed of an identity. That's where I think a lot of the pushback is coming. And instead of them saying, okay, we are us and we engage in your culture and respectfully we can move forward, they like, no, this is our culture and we're going to fight you about this.
Hmm.
Not realizing that they create an ethnocide. They are very, very harmful to us by engaging with us this way. And they believe that we're being xenophobic and divisive because we're trying to protect ourselves. When at the end of the day, we not xenophobic, we the most welcoming people. Being welcoming is what got us into this position. Opening the doors and seeing everybody come to the barbecue, everybody come to the cookout. They say, all right, now this our cookout. Oh, bro, that's not how this go. Now when we try and put parameters up, we the villains. Come on, man. This like when you loan somebody some money and you ask them about it and they get mad at you for asking for your money back. It just don't make no sense. It don't make no sense at all, man. It shit don't make no sense. Like, you see how y'all engage with Leo K? If that was the relationship, we all could get along and have perfect harmony as far as we're us, you, we come together and link up to do whatever we need to do. We dap up and then we go our separate ways.
Hmm.
But no. But no, they feel we taking something from them by not allowing them to take from us.
Yeah, honestly, they're so used to it. Yeah, and we cutting the plug off. We turning that spigot off. That's very true. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate you. Let's get you FBA Wolfie. How you doing, sister?
How y'all doing?
Good,
Hey
good.
everybody. Hey cousin y'all. So I want, hey, I want to speak on hey, I want to speak on your topic, and as I was listening, a lot of things came up when they say we need to teach and they need to learn. They want to learn more. Our history is out there and well documented. We have been telling you and teaching you our history. European been rejecting the lessons at hand, telling us it's not true, telling us we're African, coming over identifying yourself as African American, and being obtuse when we tell you that African American and foundational black are the same people. To me, that is not hard to comprehend. And when we explain why you're not these identity, you act obtuse. When we tell you that the only reason you're identifying as black because black is a Western identity, it's because of Pan-Africanness, you act obtuse and you act like you don't know what's your ethnic background. This is the part of the erasure. When you try to trauma bond with us and our lineage, you don't want us to feel whatever happened on this land separately. This is not an all togetherness. This is whatever happened to us on this land that's due to us. And when you come in, and this is the thing, throughout history, we have trauma bond. We have lended our hands out. Even people that was never enslaved have went over to your countries to lend out their hands, such as William Henry Shepherd. You know, you see his pictures. He the one that took the pictures of King Lepore and what was happening in Congo to report it and to get that to stop happening in Congo. We have lended out our hand and say, look what's happening to those people over there. It's somewhat like what's happening to the people over here. You know what happened? When those people over there get on their feet, they forget about the people over here. And they say the people over here has never done nothing. And so at this time, the delineation is not because of hatred, it's because of identity theft, disrespect, and just representation. When we want to see ourselves, we want to know our history, and we matter on this land. We're not in your country. It's just like when that young lady came up from Jamaica and she was talking about crime rate. 99.1% of Black Americans are not criminals. 0.90% of criminals are in prison. And that include Black immigrants. That's not even 500,000 people. So majority of Black Americans is not criminal, like y'all like to stereotype us as include like the white people. So when y'all say this and y'all think it's a xenophobic when you hear Sweet Wolfie cuss you out and tell you facts in those cuss out, because it is a fact Black Americans have more education than you. It is a fact that Black Americans have more business than you. It is a fact that Black Americans have more billionaires and millionaires than the people of your land. And the fact is Jamaica got the highest unalive crime in the whole world. So before you start judging, probably look at yourself and your people and your country in the mirror, because all 54 of those countries on that continent has a higher crime rate than us in this country in United States. We're not the majority in jail, and I don't care what they say about per capita. We're talking about actual people. So if all humans are human and we all are, let's keep it to the facts. Majority of Black Americans are very productive people. That's why we keep pushing this culture forward. Is because of the productionists that we are. It's because the people that we are overachievers. We are overachievers. It's things that we're using today that Black Americans had to come and think about, creating their mind and invent. And I'm glad that they did. Because they know how to event when they are suffering, when they are oppressed. And that's a talent that a lot of people don't have. Y'all have the talent to flee, but y'all don't have the talent to create and fight in your own land. We do. So
Like
that's a delineation I land.
like I said before, there's a unique richness. Like I said, pressure makes diamonds. Pressure, and when I say that, that's the perfect analogy of what we are. Okay, and like I said, all diamonds are not the same. Okay, there are some, all diamonds are not the same. You can go to any jeweler and they will tell you all diamonds are not the same. Some diamonds are worth this much, some diamonds are worth this much. All diamonds are not the same. Different types of environments create different types of diamonds. Our environment here in America created a very unique type of diamond. That's us as FBA. That's us. That doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. And everybody else, loves that, but they don't want to admit that they love it. So they take what they can, but they don't want to give credit where credit is due. All right. So yeah, that is very true. And this isn't, somebody says that's not true. It's very true. Clearly it's very true. Another thing you said about delineation. Delineation is necessary even if we have a perfectly in sync, unified relationship with each other. For instance, delineation literally means just recognizing that two things are not the same. All right. An apple and an orange are both fruit. They are not the same fruit at all. Okay. Not, they don't taste the same. They don't look the same. They don't grow the same. They got different seasons, all of that stuff. There are things you can do with an apple you can't do with a orange. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. They don't have the same health benefits. They're different. They're both fruit, but they're different. It's nothing wrong with acknowledging their difference. We have to acknowledge our difference. What we've been told is that everything we did is universal. So everybody gets to take credit to it, but everything everybody else did, it belongs to them. That has to stop. Even if we were cool with everybody, that has to stop. So delineation is not hateful at all. It's just a necessary fact that we have to realize about ourselves in our culture and history. All right. And two things are not the same. We have a different history than Africans. We have a different history than Caribbeans. That's cool. That okay. Now the thing is that we're having this somewhat diaspora conflict, and that's because of a lot of dogpiling that we've been dealing with from generations. We're dealing with a diaspora conflict from generations of buildup and generations of really collaborator behavior that we've been having to fight off from the diaspora. All right. So we've been dealing with a lot of stuff and a lot of problems coming into America from the diaspora. This is way before delineation even became a thing. So it is 100% necessary. Really, when we talk about delineation, we're really doing two things at the same time, because we're addressing their problematic behavior and we're also specifying our difference. All right. So that's true. This is not out of no hate, but this is out of the fact that we cannot exist and ignore the huge elephant in the room any longer. We can't do that.
Afro. You know what's crazy? Even with us delineating, we more help with the Pan Africanism than ever because these people clicked up to go against us. They they they're closer together now to fight us than when we was trying to get everybody to be alone. Like on both ends. That's
Hey, that's
They self-reflecting now too.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's we doing what we got to do, and we're and people are gonna be upset about it. People gonna be upset about it. It's a lot of people who gonna get left behind, and that's fine. That's what's necessary. That is absolutely what's necessary to move everything forward. Everybody you met, 2025, they're not gonna go into 2026 with you. Everybody you meet in 2026 ain't about to go into 2027 with you. And that's fine. You're going to meet new people. You're going to drop people off. That's the way things go. But you just stick with the people that you need to be in the circle. All right. People come and go. As long as that core solid group of people is there, that's all you need. And that's all we need. That's all we need. And thank you. I want to get to, I appreciate y'all patience. Let's get to, Anderson.
Hey, what's up, brother?
How you doing, brother?
Doing all right. I just wanted to, add to what you were saying, and I agree with it. I think, non-FBAs have to be vetted
extremely vetted. It's no longer just because you're quote unquote black that you get a pass anymore. No, you have to be vetted just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of our elders, they made a mistake with that, when they just started going on this whole blackness. And I think this is why we're in the predicament that we're in, with the undermining and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
when I talk to my elders, if you want me to keep it a buck, none of my elders had immigrant friends. Their parents didn't have immigrant friends. Their parents didn't have immigrant friends. So, and I'm not talking bad down on immigrants, but the point of that is, they've been doing this by themselves forever with no help, with no type of camaraderie from the other side. So it just proves that we can still move forward and do what needs to be done, regardless if we get along with these other folks or not. It's not, I don't think it's about that anymore. So much get along. Like you said, yeah, if they want to help, we can vet you and see if you really about what you say you about. If you really mess with us, then yeah, you're gonna be vetted. But if you just want to be, tether, then go be a tether. Just mind your business, go live your life, and just leave our people alone. That's the main thing for me. If you don't like us, you got a problem with us, just leave us alone.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point? What's the point in creating whole platforms about us and all this other stuff? It just get weird after a while. You know.
Yeah.
I
But
Let me say
that's
this.
all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say, brother.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And you're absolutely right. Let me say this. Everybody, everybody, and I will repeat this one more time. Everybody needs to be vetted. Okay? At this point in time, we were the community is in such a dire situation. Everybody who wants to come in and do anything at all needs to be vetted. Now, the thing, whether even if you're FBA, you still need to be vetted. We got to vet everybody. Okay? Every FBA person isn't cool. Everybody got to be vetted. The thing is that when it comes to certain things, we got to double check. Okay, so you might pass the first screening. It's like we got to do sometimes it with certain people from certain backgrounds. It is what it is. It's not hate. It's not hate. It's not hate. But if you are
Our
coming from
own
a
federal
certain
government is
background,
doing it
you're
right
gonna
now.
have you're gonna have to be double screened. Okay, we're gonna have to take the vetting process. We're gonna have to dig a little bit deeper because we're realizing is that there's a chance that you might be around other people and your environment, and you might when it comes to for instance reparations, if you got your mama is from Africa or whatever the case is, you might not really stump that hard because she wouldn't qualify. So yeah, you might be 10 toes down, maybe when it comes to the police, maybe when it comes to this, maybe when it comes to this. But then if we realize that there's a chance that you might have a double allegiance or you might have something else going on, now you got to go through an extra screening process. That happens all the time. All right. So this we just got to think like businessmen and businesswomen over here. You know what I'm saying? If you're hiring for a business, some people, if they got a good track record, you vet them, you do the employee thing, or you do the resume, and bam, they in. Some people, if their background's a little, you might have to screen them a little bit. They might have to do 2 interviews instead of 1. You can't hire them on the spot like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gonna have to. I don't know. Your probation period got to be a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be like that, like business.
100 Joe. Hey, I want to say to anybody that watched the shows and feel like, why is y'all doing so many shows on this? Why are y'all discussing this? This is so important because to get all our people on code, they
BX,
gotta understand.
what is
They
going
gotta.
on in the chat room right now? Why
That's what I'm looking at. I think I'm wondering if somebody is reporting. What? And I don't see any cuss words
yeah,
in the
everybody's
con.
being cool. I don't.
Right?
It's saying that a lot. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Please do me a favor, no spamming. Yeah, somebody's reporting Afro. Has to be.
Spam is there was a guy spamming with all caps. He was spamming for like 5 minutes. He kept repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again. I think that's what he did was doing.
Yeah, the point I was
Okay.
the point I was
No
making.
spamming and TikTok friendly language only. And stop reporting. We ain't up here dragging people.
Everybody
Go
tap
ahead,
the screen.
y'all.
Let's get our likes up.
Yes,
Let's
please.
tap the screen.
And click that orange heart, please. Complete the daily mission to help keep Afro in the algorithm and improve his rankings. And don't forget to claim your points after you complete each mission,
Yeah,
each prompt, each step. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
yeah. The point I was making was we need them to expose their hand to get all our people on code. Because if they just listening to one side, they'll say we xenophobic. We got issues with everybody under the diaspora without context, and they don't hear what we're actually fighting back against. So we need them to operate how they operate. So don't get too down or mad about the stuff that these people doing. It's just helping us get on code faster. So they actually working for us by doing this.
Oh yeah. Something. Yeah. Yeah. This is.
And also keep in mind,
It's
and
that
can I also say
motivation.
also keep in mind, like I was just gonna say, also keep in mind, don't expect things to change overnight. What we're doing right now, for real, is really going to benefit the next generation more impactful than it will ours. I think really a lot of millennials and Gen Z, a lot of people from our generations and before us are really like their actions, their mindset are set in stone. But I think a lot of the conversations we're having now, what we're doing as a community is really going to impact the kids that are coming up now in like high school, middle school, the younger generation. So I really think that's where we're really going to see the results of these conversations and things like that culturally.
Okay. We're gonna get to Star Bar. Then we're gonna get to Rodheads LLC. Then Renee, and then we're gonna kind of circle the panel a little bit because we're gonna be wrapping things up shortly. All right. So Charbar, you got it.
Hi, just coming in about this gaslighting lineage pride, and I'm trying to get my thoughts together because it's been so much talking. But the lady that called in from London, I think she's suspect. That's what I put in the thing. I think she's a lovely woman, but it's just sus because she's in the music industry, and we know how the music industry is ran and everything. Just be cautious, my brother. As far as the lineage, like, I know that FBA's, like my grandfather's generation, they looked out for Caribbeans. They looked out for Africans. Like my grandmother she sponsored Africans. My grandfather was military high ranking. Colin Powell sat up underneath him. And I think that's what they be missing is like the people that they look up to or the hitters that they think they got don't really, they wouldn't be who they is without us. America wouldn't be who it is without us. And it's just wild to watch this, how the infringement is. But it's all put into America, and they mad because now we like, okay, cool, we Americans. So now what? Y'all like America? Y'all don't like America? Whatever. Oh, and what I don't like is how they come in here like, oh, we don't like America. They talk so bad about America, not understanding like we got people that's been building this place in the military and everything. So you're not really catching us with nothing. Like, okay, well, if y'all destroy America, where we gonna be? Like, this is our home. This is where my grandparents is buried. So I'm supposed to go to Africa for what? To get, they got cannibalism over there. They got there's a lot going on over there that they never talk about. Like Umar, he don't tell us about the stuff that's going on. They just like, oh, go back to Africa. No, them people is weird. They're literally, we just had a guy here in the Springs, a African, try to rape a lady like 9 o'clock at night.
Cannot
Oh,
say
I'm
that.
sorry. Grapes.
You got
Cannot
it.
say that.
Grapes.
Great.
I'm sorry.
Great.
Grape.
Yeah.
I apologize, BX. But and it was an African, but in the Springs they calling him black, and I'm like, he's not even black. And our community's already small, so it's like leave us alone. When is we getting the delineation from the criminals and stuff? Because I feel like it's a lot of them. Black folks know how to act. We've been dealing with this for generations. We know how to move. So that's what I was thinking. Oh, and I wanted to ask, what can we do to get our young folks? That's what we need to get out, to get our young folks and politicians and into those kind of works. Because my son is dope. He's been trained by some heavy hitters, and I just don't know where to send him because I'm in Waterado.
He wants to be involved in
I
politics.
could tell you.
Yeah, he was the student government president at his college. He's impressive, and I'm like, I want him to get underneath someone because all my elders, except for my daddy, he be talking to him, but they gone. That's like, and I'm like,
Yeah,
he
well,
just
Then
needs
get
some
him, get
men.
him involved. You can get him
What'd
in.
you say?
You can get him involved in like when I was 19 years old, I was the head intern of the campaign for change in my county in Georgia. But you can get him involved in like phone banking. If you guys see a certain politician or that you guys support, that you believe in, that you really want to rally behind, like get him behind, go send him door to door, phone banking, and then once he starts doing things like that, there'll be leadership in these different positions that will black leadership that he can learn from and do internships with. They'll take him under his wing basically, and then he'll just kind of he'll be able to branch out from there into different political environments, talking to people. But you just got to start small, like phone banking, going door to door, getting involved with political campaigns, and really putting
Have
feet on the
him
ground.
look at
Yeah.
have him look into Marcel Dixon.
Hold on, let me write that.
I will.
So,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Marcel Dixon was an FBA brother who was running against Jim Clyburn.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That's from
so now
Georgia.
he did not,
North
obviously he
Carolina,
did not
South
have
Carolina.
the backing of the party,
Uh-huh.
and that's going to be the significant difference in what he is going to have to do. So I would suggest that you have him
Who
look
is
into.
spamming in the chat? Who is spamming? Somebody saying he's spamming. Who is spamming? Whoever's spamming got to get blocked.
Or
Who is that?
adore.
Yeah, Adore.
I don't know him. This is like maybe the second time I've seen him in this room.
Okay. One last question. So hold on, yeah, because this is important. So we in YT, Colorado, and we're gonna be moving. Once he finishes electrician school, we're gonna be moving up and out. But I'm just like, where is a good place for black folks that's he can get seated in with some black folks? You know what I'm saying? Because I've been in Colorado. I'm a native. I'm not going to
Are
DC.
they
To
in
a
Colorado
he
right
gonna have
now?
to go to a predominantly black city and
Oh,
go
okay.
and quite honestly petition those cats and kittens in the neighborhood so that they know who he is, so that they know he's coming from the grassroots and that he's not coming from the mainstream section.
Yeah. Oh,
But if you're
we
not coming from the
infiltrated by these
grassroots,
Africans right now. We
no,
heavily in our politics out here. These Africans is heavy. So I don't. They already
exactly.
tried that with them. He was going to the Denver for the for different things, and they was trying to get up under him, but they was different.
All
It
right.
was like they was using him as a black face, is what I felt. And that's why I was like, nah, I got to get to a stronghold where he can get underneath some of our great black
Well,
men.
what was good was okay. Is he on TikTok too?
I believe, yeah, he is. I know he is.
Okay. If he wants to be on that, because we can give him a lot of advice.
Yeah,
It's better for us to talk to him because that way we know exactly where his political aspirations are. Where he wants to go with politics. Like what what I'm saying is good for
yeah.
us to pick his mind and stuff. So have him follow us. Okay.
I have. I've been playing y'all's feeds out loud in the house. So I appreciate everything you do, Afro. You look tired, but you doing phenomenal work. That smile, man, I can't wait till you and my son hook up. All y'all
Thank you.
dope. BX, you the dopest. Big sis in the building. But yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. All y'all black men. Just
You.
thank y'all for stepping up. We love y'all. We
Thank you.
ignorant sometimes, but we love our black men. All y'all.
Thank you. Be looking forward to hearing him. If he
All right.
follows, just tell him to send me a message saying that he's your son. And that way I'll know exactly who he is.
I shall. Thank
All
you.
right.
And he has an afro too. No.
All right. All
Boy,
right.
you don't be answering messages. I sent you a whole thing
When'd you send me some?
on Instagram. Remember, I even sent you. We
No.
was having a conversation. I sent you like proof of my lineage book. Remember, I told you I had a book with my lineage in it.
Okay.
Go on Instagram right now. Look it up.
Okay. I'm gonna check it. I don't Instagram. I'll be getting a lot of spam on Instagram.
Understand that man is
I do
busy.
got.
He ain't got, I'm
Yeah, I
sorry,
know
I
that's
y'all.
get a
right. He
lot of.
doing the
Understand that
Lord's
man is
work.
busy. He flying 7,000 miles an hour and you go send something snail mail. Come on now.
Mail,
I ain't
man.
saying
No,
he
that's
out of
what you
pocket.
said.
I'm just saying acknowledge that the man's got a lot going on.
Oh,
Okay,
I
I'm
do.
gonna
This
check.
is
I'm gonna check
some
my
weeks
Instagram
ago. I'm
messages
saying he
tonight,
don't
though.
be checking it though.
I do got some
Stay
time
on mute.
later on tonight, but I'm gonna check it. Okay, what's
But
your
for
name?
the can I just say last for the heavy hitters of this generation, I just feel like y'all just we need to find a way to get y'all together so we can start getting our political arm built
Yeah,
before we start accepting any of no British, Africans, Caribbeans, nobody until FBA gets our own political footing. No, we don't need y'all help. We don't need you speaking for us. You can help us a little bit. Talk to your people. You know
right
what I'm
now there
saying? Get
needs.
them to vote like BX said. Vote
Yeah,
on something. Make
right
some change
now
for us.
there
But
needs to
thank you.
be a pecking order.
Yeah.
Okay, there needs to be a pecking order, and there are some people who get to. If this was a building, there are some people who can get to certain floors. They got access to certain floors, and then some people who, even if we let in the building, they don't get to that floor. It is what it is. Okay,
Yep.
if we could use the way the mafia made it, okay, the mafia, you would have to be a full-blooded Italian to be a made man. You could be in the group if you're not Italian, but you can't be a made man unless you aren't a full blood Italian. So it's kind of got to be like, there's gonna be a pecking order as far as politics. We got to go FBA strictly. All right, that's got to be the pecking order right now. Because right
Keep
now
preaching.
everybody else is too. If y'all want to help, we got stuff for you to help, but you can only get to like maybe the third floor or fourth floor and up. That's got to be FBA. That's got to be the pecking order. It's got to be how we got to do it.
Preach, brother. Be
All right,
blessed,
it's got to
all
be how we
y'all.
got to do it.
All right.
All right. Let's get to Rotheads LLC.
Turn that off.
FBA, what's going on, family?
What's going on, brother?
I just want to start by saying to the young lady before me, the only reason why we can be ignorant sometimes is because the knowledge withheld from us by the white tea people. Second off, the only way anybody outside of FBA can support us is by standing behind us and lifting us the F up. Thirdly, I want to come in here and say delineation, of course, is important. All that gaslighting, we can ignore it. We already know we some solid people. We got these people, Sudanese, African, everybody else can acknowledge white supremacy around the world. But when it comes to acknowledging the system we are put up under every day, as far as FBA, they want to be like ignorant to it. I mean, it's crazy, man. I just heard some stuff today about the I believe Nigerians and Liberians all scamming the Delta Airlines or something, and they was blaming it all on black people, and they got called out like, no, say it was Nigerians and Liberians doing all the scamming, and Delta fired 500 of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So it's just stuff like that, man. Keep calling it out. FBA, y'all on y'all SHIT, Afro, you big dog. Cousin up there, I see you in the window. My man flying 7,000 miles an hour. Leave the snail mail at home.
I'm gonna check his. I am gonna check it. If he messaged me, I am gonna check it. I'm gonna look through. I might have went past it or something like that. But I'm gonna double check it. I don't want to ignore him, but yeah. But I do be. I be getting a lot of stuff, and come on now, you gotta understand. All right, but yeah, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Renee, you got it, sister.
Hey there, Afro. Hey, BX. Hey, everybody on the panel. So
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. So I just wanted to say, like, I noticed one thing. It's absolutely clear to me at this point. Like, I've gone on other lives, and a lot of them are Africans or Caribbeans, And I don't know why, but for some reason, like I still try to hold out this olive branch and trying to like help these people to understand and just to let them know that we don't hate anybody, but these things are necessary for us to to not be erased. We've got pressure coming from all sides. So, but one thing I have, really cleared up for myself, I see now these people, they want to have their foot on our necks. They do not want to accept us to be prideful in who we are in any way. They want to feel like I mean, this is actually, how I felt. I've been on lives where I felt like attacked. They want to feel superior, like they want to feel like we're less than. And it just made it clear to me, and I guess I had to do that for myself, to see that these people are so full of it. Like they will not accept, or they don't want even for us to feel like we're as great as we are. So what I decided to do, no matter what, no matter whose live I'm on, which I limit that now, but no matter what, they're getting from me 110% full force, proud FBA. No backing down, no prisoners. They're gonna get me and how I feel and how I've always felt about my lineage and my ethnicity and my country. That's what they're going to get. So I just encourage everybody to do that. I even, I'm learning so much more now about, who we are, like our history and, things that I learned even as a kid, just beefing up, just everything. So I'm ready. Anytime they say something stupid, I'm ready for that too. So that was just, I'll land there. I just want to, encourage everybody to do the same. Like, just stay ready, because these people, like I said, they are not interested in, acknowledging our greatness and giving us our props. That's not what they want to do. They want to have their foot on our necks. That's what they really want. And I'll land there.
Anytime, yeah, that's really good. Yeah. So when they come up, and how I can tell that a lot of times when they come up, they're being disingenuous, is because when they come up, be all like, guys, I want to help. I want to, how can I help you guys? Most of the time is disingenuous, and you're doing that so you can make us seem like the bad guys. So I say what I do, and they can't get past this, is I say, okay, you want to help? Cool. I got a list of instructions, and this is what you do to help. And most of the time they don't want to do that because they don't really want to help. Okay. It's like a business. It's like a business. Okay, if you want to support the business, here's the donation box right here. Bam, right there. And that will determine their actions, not their words, but their actions will determine what they really believe. And if their actions are not going to be in alignment with foundational Black Americans, then I know for a fact they don't really want to help. They don't really care. They're being disingenuous in order for us to lower our guard and let them in. And if I say, okay, well, this is the trial that you got to pass in order for us to, work with you. If they don't want to go through the trial, if they don't want to take the test or go through the screening, fine. First off, more than likely, I already know what they're going to say before they even say it. More than likely, I can already tell based off of how they come off. But I give them the screening anyway. And if they won't, if they pass, they pass. If they don't, they don't. It's no sweat off my back.
Exactly. It's like you said, it's clear. You can almost spot them a mile away. Like some of them know how to talk a good game. But really, eventually, if you let them talk long enough, they're going to give themselves away, and every time, every single time. So yeah, I'm just like firm now. There's no more, there's no more being nice. There's no more in the middle. There's none of that. They get 110% FBA, and if they got to get schooled, if they got to get educated, I'm ready for that too.
Forgive me. Let me interject this right quick, if I may, since I got 200 people here. Do not forget, family, to connect and be in contact with the new Black media. Professor Black Truth, The Black Authority, Afro Elite, Phil Scott, Lisa Cabrera, Vicky Dillard. I mentioned that, and a host of other young brothers and sisters who are out here making sure that we are on code and staying on code. Make sure and always keep in contact with the new black media, because mainstream media is lying to you every time they open their mouth. I'm going to get out of here with that one, brother. Thank you.
Sorry, I was getting a call.
Thank you.
Uh, um, thank you. But to wrap things up, I want to get to the last couple of speakers real quick. We're gonna get to Black Royal Beauty, and then we're gonna get to Delineationist.
Hello, everybody. So like Renee,
Like
I've been out
Royal.
here like going from panel to panel talking to them too, and she's right. They do feel like they're superior, and I think they're too frustrated because I've learned. So they've been like they're people that come here. They've sent them here to learn what we learn, and they're supposed to go back, but they're not going back, so they're frustrated. So now they're like telling their people don't like intermingle, don't marry, don't to stay away, because their purpose was to come get our knowledge and take it back to their home. And I asked them, like, why didn't you just talk to us if there's things that you guys wanted to know? Because instead of just talking to us, you guys are going about things a whole nother way. So then I see the panels where they're talking about they want to unite. So I go on those panels to see what they're talking about. And it's frustrating too, because then I'm having a conversation with somebody and I'm like, so are you trying to unite because you want to unite, or are you trying to unite for benefits? Because the first thing come out of their mouth is we can build businesses together. And I'm saying, we in America, we work different. We don't just go give our money to nobody. You guys haven't showed us that you even like us, let alone anything else. So they have like a lot in hidden moment, like a lot of hidden motives, but it's obvious to what it is as it comes out what their motives are. So they are pissed. They feel like we just was given everything here. They don't think that we fought for nothing. They think we've given everything here. Um and then they feel like we owe them, like, that's why they want us to say we're a part of them, and then they don't want us to work with them. They want to be above us. And like I told them, I'm like, you're not going to get no American person to come build your country up and then bow down to you. Like, that's the craziest thing that I've ever heard in my life. But I don't think, in all honesty, and going backwards and forwards to panels and talking to different people, there may be a small amount that actually just want peace, but the large number, they don't. They've even been talking about, like I said, here in America, I've told you this before, where they want to come and kind of take over. I heard them talking about erasing religion because they feel like we're brainwashed with religion. So if they can take over, then they can remove the religion from us and kind of get them into their way of thinking. And yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them do have and that's a colonizer mindset. You know what I'm saying? And then when we call it out, they will say we're the colonizer. You understand? So this is why it's very serious what we're doing here. It's very, very serious. Yeah. And it's a shame. And like, I think it was Starboy who said that, or somebody who said that. It's a sense of betrayal that we get because we can kind of expect that from the actual colonizers. But when we receive that type of energy from them, it's a sense of, damn, we should be together in this. I can't believe that, given y'all history and given our history, that y'all not in lockstep with us the same way we would be in lockstep with you if we were in your land. It's sad. It is. BX, what was the name of the lady from London? What was her name again? Do you remember?
Okay, the lady that just visited your panels tonight?
Yeah, Leo K, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I forgot her. Delineation is, brother. What's on your mind, man? What's on your mind?
I got a lot to say. Thank you for inviting me on your panel as always, and salute to you, Miss BX, for dropping it in my chat. I should have been here sooner, but you know, Negroes got to take a Negro nap sometimes. You got to rest. But gaslighting, lineage pride with American exceptionalism. We're not exceptionalism. Exceptionalism. That's them projecting, right? We got to look at the word and the root of it itself. Um, Due to the fact that we in America, we are in a dominant position. We are in a superior position based off the wars that we have fought, based off the things that we have been through in America historically. So what it would be exceptionalism is coming from a nation where you are a third world nation per se, and you're acting like you're a first world nation. All right. So we have to really look at the word, look at the definition, and I see them doing a lot of projecting. And what I mean by projecting is they're projecting their insecurities onto our people, our lineage. We have a right to express ourselves and have a lineage self-esteem about who we are, no different from anybody else around this world, especially if it's true. America would not be the nation that they would have been if it wasn't for U.S. chattel slavery, if it wasn't because of the wars that we fought, or WARs that we fought and won, on behalf of our ingenuity. And for them to downplay those experiences is a problem. And they come from nations where they are a failed state. All right, they're a failed nation state. And for them to push that on our community and say that is American exceptionalism, that is a fallacy. And that's the point that I really wanted to get at about, because I know that that's coming from these tethers that's saying we're practicing American exceptionalism. No, no, no. We're America superiorism. We're superior, unfortunately. That's just the reality. And we're walking in the shoes in which our ancestors have built. I don't know what they walking in, and that ain't my business. But to downplay what we have achieved here when they have not achieved the same thing, let alone having running toilets, let alone having paved roads, let alone having plumbing, let alone having universities that they take advantage of, that they go to. It's not American exceptionalism. We are American superior, and we're superior from a lineal perspective. So they're jealous of the plight in which we're coming from and who we are as a people, because they wish they were in our shoes. We don't need to be in their shoes, and we still try to help them out because we have a big heart. We are a big-hearted people. So it's a very interesting title. I'm glad that you're having this conversation, and we need to defend our legacy at all costs. We have a right to. So salute to y'all.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Thank you. We have a right to, and we're doing the right thing. This is the right path that we're taking. This is absolutely the right path that we're taking. I appreciate every single last one of you. I sincerely do. I sincerely do. All right.
Can I piggyback off of what delineation is said?
Yeah.
Do
And
you
then
know
after that,
that the more that I research how the Caribbean has basically snaked us and monopolized the government, what I'm finding is that lawmakers will say, like when we say we want to change the way we self-identify or the way we identify, they say that it'll confuse the immigrants. Do you know what that sounds like to me? When they say they don't want to do anything because the immigrants may be confused or it wouldn't be right for the immigrants. You know, when we say we need to teach XYZ, and if our children are old enough to go through it, then the white T children are old enough to learn about it. And they say, no, that'll confuse the children, or it makes white T children feel bad about who they are. And I'm finding a lot of that when I'm researching certain demographics, the Afro-descendant immigrants compared to foundational Black Americans. But this is our land. Like we really, really cultivated, built this land, kicked off the economy, fought for everybody's civil rights, and we got to tiptoe around them. So I'm just like, the unfairness of it all is I'm past being upset, but I want to know what's their solution because I know what mine is. So if they ain't on board, like you had the package for her, you know, this is what you could do. I got a list of things for you to do. And she was willing to get in contact with you offline. That's what I want, the solution. Like who's going to be on FBA side, really? And we don't really need them, but it would be nice to see because sometimes you need your own people to tell you the real, or you need the white T man to tell you because everybody thinks it's colder, and that's what Trump is doing when he's issuing. I think 25 countries are on the travel ban. Nigerians' visas have been what's that? 3 months now. It's only restricted to 3 months, and they don't realize every time we tell them leave us alone, and they don't, they get something else stripped away from them. TPSs, all type of things. That's spiritual. That ain't being FBI like y'all be calling us or CIA. That's spiritual, and I really believe my ancestors are tired. Our ancestors are tired,
We're
Afro,
gonna wrap. We're
because
gonna be
our
quick.
okay, but I land there. I
Yeah.
just find a lot of commonalities between white people talking points, Caribbean and African talking points, and how they are treated and what we are told how to treat them. Meaning tiptoe around them because they're gonna be confused.
Okay. Um. Uzolo. You said you
Oswolo.
Solo. You wanted to say something real
Yeah,
quick. You got to be real quick.
real
Then
quick. Yeah, it's real quick. I've been watching all day actually, and I'll be honest with y'all. I consider y'all my family, but I'm not down with FBA. Right?
Where are
I'm
you from?
Haitian.
Where are you from?
I'm from Miami, Florida, but my folks were born in Haiti. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And the history, that y'all speak of, you gotta understand. The people in America were intertwined in that. Like, how can we let's go even before this. Like, what this just like a little space of water. Like, but we've been coming back and forth over the waters. Like, especially the South. The South is like connected to the islands, right? And I
No.
think it had meaning like
The borders are
meaning like
up. The borders are up. The borders are
No.
up.
No.
Y'all were
It's
going to Miami maybe, but y'all wasn't going to the south like that.
well, you had a young lady just on here, right? And she said her grandfather came from Haiti in the 1950s, right? And
Okay.
she was from Texas, I heard, right? I believe she was from Texas,
okay.
right? And
Okay.
but I'm
Are
just
you
trying to tell you the history, and I wanted to come, and I would fly that.
Listen,
I would. I'm sorry.
No. Talk.
start
Talk.
history.
Talk. Talk.
Okay,
We
I'm
don't
sorry.
have
Yeah,
time for interjecting.
my bad, my bad. Okay, check me out. And I would fly that flag, right? The only problem I got with it, because I consider y'all my family, and y'all can see it. Okay, y'all foundational, and we're not. But man, it's all good. I'm not fighting, right? And I would fly that flag, but I have a problem with the foundation and black part. You guys gotta understand, you're American. You're not black. Trump is not American. All these whiteys they talk about, they're not American. They're not from here. You are from here, right? And I'm telling y'all, our histories
You're
are
American
intertwined.
and you're not black.
No, you're not black. You're not the color of
Who
the
is
Ace of
black?
crazy? What?
Spades.
Who is
Wait,
black?
hold on.
Who?
Are you? Do
Who?
you consider yourself an Indian? Do you think we're American Indians, sir?
Yeah, yeah, of course. You know what I'm
Who
saying?
is
But
okay?
listen,
Who
Right.
check me
is
out.
black?
But
Who
check me
is
out.
black?
Check me out, right? But I know those titles have been put on us. Like a lot of titles have been
Look,
put on
look,
us over.
listen, listen, listen,
Okay,
listen.
go ahead.
Who is black?
Who is black?
Yes, who is black?
Black is a status. It's something that they put on you,
Black is a
right?
status?
It's a legal status. It means dead.
No. Black is a racial category.
That's okay. Who called us black? Did we call ourselves like your ancestors?
Historically
Our
speaking,
ancestors didn't call
historically
themselves
speaking,
black.
there were people who referred to themselves as black. This is before the system of white supremacy. There were people who were referred to as black. Now, was black known as a complete racial category that everybody of a certain skin complexion and phenotype was classified as? No, not until a certain point in time. But for you to say we're not black, we are black. And there's no need for you to have an issue with foundational black Americans. We are foundational to American and we are black. Okay?
So they think you're black. Do you think they're white?
You said what? You got
Let me
3 seconds.
Since you say black,
I can't
since I see you
understand.
black, do you think the other people
Do I think what other people?
can't hear me?
We're black. Yes, we
Okay,
are
he's
black. You
breaking
have
up.
one bar.
He's breaking up. So I can't understand what you're saying. You got
So
3 seconds. Okay.
he has the what is that? Black Law Dictionary. Black is unalived
Okay.
in the eyes of the Lord.
Let him make
Black
his point.
is
He's not
no.
speaking.
Okay.
You need to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Speak. You have 5 seconds because we're wrapping up. Actually,
I'm speaking from a law. I'm speaking on a law perspective, and the fact that they attach black. Who and did Tariq Nasheed create this? Yes or no?
Did he
FBA.
create an FBA?
Did
No,
Tariq Nasheed create FBA?
no.
He didn't create. Who created it?
FBA has always been a thing.
'Cause
Tariq just he coined another term for a lineage, but the lineage has always been
oh,
here.
do you guys know? Okay, do you guys know who created it at all? Because I didn't see it around in the 90s.
The
Hold on,
term
hold on.
FBA was not around in the
What
'90s,
is
but
the relevance of that?
so
Hold
What
on,
is the
hold on, hold
relevance
on,
of how it
y'all.
The
started?
Wait,
okay,
relevance,
wait,
the
cousin.
everybody.
relevance
Wait,
of it.
cousin. He's getting.
Hmm.
Hold on,
So the rele-
y'all. Hold
We
on.
don't have time
My
for this back and
parents
forth.
created
Okay,
it. My parents created me. We are
so
foundational to this land.
No, I'm
Okay.
talking about the term. Like
it
who did
it
you know in the
doesn't
90s
matter.
that said
Every single term, every word that you have ever spoken, okay, whether that's English or another language, had to come from somewhere. Words don't just come out of the sky. Somebody develops these languages, somebody develops these terms, somebody developed this word. There was a point in time when nobody was referred to as African American, okay?
that's true?
Then now
Jesse
there's a
Jackson put
point
that
in
on
time. There's a
y'all.
point in time where people are now being referred to as foundational Black American. That's how language evolves and culture evolves. That's just what happens. All right.
Right,
So we're gonna
right.
move on.
Okay, can I ask one more question?
What is your last question?
My last question is: if your ancestors were here to talk to you today, do you think they'll be down with FBA?
I fully agree that they will be
Okay,
down
then
with
I'll,
us.
I'll, I'll end it off
I
there. But
Absolutely,
wholeheartedly agree
100%.
that our
black,
ancestors would be joy, gleeful
Overjoyed.
what we're doing.
uh,
Okay.
I
I
told. Go
absolutely
ahead. Yeah, yeah. You've been
wholeheartedly
here for a
join
while. I've
you.
been watching all day. You've been here for a while. If you got to leave, then I'll try to catch you on the next live. Then, but I'm serious. What I'm talking about. I'm sincere. And with the whole black thing, man, and also the foundation. It's like you have the word "found" in it. What did you find? Right?
We
And
found
then
no the foundation. Foundation. We were the foundation of America. Foundation is a word.
right, but in the word foundation, I'm taking etymology, right? In the word foundation, you have
Yeah,
found,
learn English first, man.
right?
You okay? Stop. Because no, what you're doing, you're trying to be disingenuous. Foundation
How?
is a word in and of itself. You know what foundation means.
But you know we have
If I
etymology
lay,
though.
stop it. If I lay some bricks for a building, that is the foundation of the building. If I lay a base or dig some concrete for a building, that's the foundation of the building. That don't mean the concrete found the shit. That just means it's the foundation. All right. Now,
And,
stop it. All right.
I'll catch you on the next slide, man.
No, you don't even bother. BX, can you close us out, please? I
Great
shouldn't
live,
use
Afro.
profanity. I won't be doing that anymore. Okay, I'm getting better. All right. I'm getting better. All right. Go ahead.
You know what? You're exceptionally calm. It'd be me coming off the mic and stuff. But I enjoyed myself tonight. I really don't like when they say that we're divisive. Because I know how much we champion the diaspora. But at the same time, I'm not going to coddle them anymore. So a lot of them are going to get their feelings hurt. And being somebody from New York, they automatically think I'm gonna go along with their lies. New York is very segregated, but I won't make this about New York. So I got to ask you, Afro, when will you be coming back for your next live?
Tomorrow, sometime when I get back home in the afternoon. In the afternoon tomorrow. Yes.
Afternoon, cool. I should be home then. I have to run out. So I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat who has gifted, shared the live. On your way out, quick taps to the screen. Click the orange heart by Afro Elite's name. We appreciate y'all, and we appreciate those like Leo K and Bia. I was kind of worried about Bia or B, but
Yeah,
she turned out to.
yeah, she was straight.
So I want everybody to know this. We're not trying to suppress Haiti's history, right? However, I understand about Marcus Garvey, no matter what we think about him. I know about Stokely Carmichael, Sidney Poitier, Harry Belafonte, but I can't name you one Haitian that was instrumental or could have been deemed instrumental in our civil rights movement. And what I want to tell the Caribbean, I'm going to ride you the hardest because y'all are who I socialize with, and I can't believe y'all are acting up against foundational Black Americans and our government looks a mess like that. Not only that, you can't expect 2 or 3 Jamaicans to be the riders for the civil rights when it was our ancestors and elders that was getting beat to the white meat, hoses turned on them, dogs turned on them. So one person does not carry our movement when we have millions. that were the real riders, okay? So y'all got to learn how to not impose upon us, because when Jamaica's independence flag goes up, I'm like, yeah, happy Independence Day, Jamaica, even though I know the Brits are the head of state over there, so you're really not truly independent. I'll land on that, and we'll see you tomorrow, Afro. Love, peace, and reparations to my foundational Black Americans. I love y'all for real.
All right, y'all have a good night. Y'all
Peace,
make
Good
sure to
night.
go
family.
to For the Culture to listen to the playback and follow me on Afro Lead on YouTube. Y'all have a good night.